Welcome to a new video, everybody, where we are here on Madden 12. So a bit of a throwback here, as I have a bunch of games and I have a bunch of abilities to go back and play a lot of older games now that I have a whole setup and everything for you guys. So let's go back to an old game and do something fun. So today we're going to be going on to franchise mode, where we're going to go take over the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton's rookie season, which is going to make things a lot more fun. Cam Newton, one of my favorite players of the 2010s, and just an absolute blast to watch for a lot of people. And I want to go back and get Cam a ring, go get Cam some success, maybe make Cam a Hall of Famer, because even though he's got an MVP, got that 15-1 season, a Super Bowl appearance, I don't think Cam Newton's a Hall of Famer. So, maybe try to right the ship a little bit and get him the Hall of Fame that he maybe deserved to have, because he got all the talent in the world to do that. And the Panthers weren't exactly doing the best to set him up with success. I mean, when you go your whole career and there are times where your number one receiver is like Ted Ginn, that's a bit rough. I want to go in and just appreciate some of the old features in these games. A lot of you guys probably have played Madden 12. Madden 12 was one of those games where I played a lot of it because it came at a time in which it was just on so many consoles, so many ways to play it. It was on, I have it for PS2, I have it for PS3, I played it on the PSP, I'm pretty sure it was on mobile, I played it on the Wii, I played Madden 12 quite a lot. So I think I played it maybe even the most on the PSP because, it was the only game I really had on it. But my goodness, I played so much Madden 12. And, today let's go and come in here, play it a little bit. We'll do a little franchise. So one of the things that you have in this game is the player roles and some of the cool stuff that they are, labeled with. Some of the players are, you got, QB future, and then you got fumble prone, injury prone, you got a team leader, you got playmakers, you got a bunch of different types of roles, franchise quarterback, mentors, all these other stuff. Kind of a little bit like the player tags you got in Madden nowadays, but not maybe as cool, because there's a little bit more. There is mentor in nowadays Maddens, but there isn't injury prone or anything, things that make the game a little bit more realistic. Let's check out the roster we are working with here in Carolina, because we got some nice players up here, but you have to realize also overalls in this game are a little bit more inflated than they are in previous Madden's. Cam Newton, one thing I wasn't a big fan of in this game was the whole question mark overall potential thing. And potential, I much prefer a potential system than a dev trait. I hate dev traits. I hate X Factor dev trait. It's so ridiculous. But the potential in this game, little bit busted. As you got Steve Smith here, 32 years old though, and the rest of this receiving core not too great. You got Greg Olsen, obviously a great commentator, great tight end, and then Jordan Gross got a 97 overall question mark. He's probably a 50 overall. Travell Wharton's our actual guard. Now the offensive line pretty nice, but Ryan Khalil as well, Jeff Oda, got Greg Hardy. Yeah, for those of you who know about Greg Hardy, you probably know I'm going to be looking to move off of him. Charles Johnson, really good in this game. Got Thomas Davis here at linebacker. Thomas Davis was awesome. John Beeson, awesome player. I mean, 97 overall for a reason. James Anderson, Chris Gamble. Man, I like Chris Gamble a lot. And they got Captain Munnerlin, the 5'8" corner. And then safety, Sherrod Martin, Charles Godfrey. So not a bad team, but we are obviously going to be looking to push this team to a Super Bowl. This team ended up making the Super Bowl. We don't got Luke Kuechly on this team to help us out. We don't have some of the players that were able to push this team over the edge. We don't have a prime Josh Norman when he was doing his thing for a 2-year span. But I want to go out and make some signings here. So why not bring in some fun college football greats? I mean, even maybe throwing around the word great is a little bit of a stretch, but a fun player in Noel Devine. Okay, never mind. We'll go clear out the roster first. Okay, so we did end up clearing the roster a little bit. We signed Noel Devine, we grabbed a fullback, but that wide receiver, I mean, kind of fun. Terrell Owens at 36 years old. Now for this franchise, doing this one-off little rebuild, I want to, have a little bit of a merge between realism and fun. I don't want to just make this ridiculous, but I also want to have some fun in some areas. So, I mean, there's a lot of ridiculous players down here. Guys you probably haven't heard of in years, and for all different types of reasons. I don't know if we should really bring in Terrell Owens for a year, but I mean, you could bring in, Super Bowl touchdown passer Antoine Randall, also a coach for the Lions, I believe. I don't know if he's still there. Got Mike Thomas down here. Chris Chambers. I liked Chris Chambers a whole lot when he was, maybe a little bit further back in his prime with the Dolphins. I mean, we got a couple of options here. Braylon Edwards, too, nice player from Michigan. But, I mean, this is the merging of fun and realism. Let's bring in Terrell Owens for a season because, I mean, better than having Brandon LaFell as our number 2 receiver. So as you can see, we didn't do anything too crazy. I mean, we went ahead and released a bunch of players. No one all that notable, just bottom of the roster type of guys. And, we signed a couple of players. Like I said, grabbed a fullback, got Noel Devine. I'm going to be honest. I think I wildly overestimated how much I could get for Greg Hardy. So I think we'll just keep him for a little bit and just wait for him to develop, and then we'll trade him. So we'll go and get to the end of the season. How this is going to work is basically a lot like how we do things in other videos when we spectate teams. I'm going to see, what the spectating is like in this game. But, if we make the playoffs, we'll spectate. If we do something fun, we'll see it. But other than that, we're probably just going to be simming the first season since we're probably not going to be all that good. If I am being honest, there's been a lot of different scouting systems in Madden throughout the years. This one, I'm not a fan of this scouting system. I really don't like it all that much relative to the other scouting systems we have. I mean, I like the current Madden. I like the the Madden, what was it, like 25, Madden 13, where you spend the points. I like that one a lot more. I mean, I even like the old basic ones, but I don't like this where it's like you get to click a bunch of random players and you learn assorted of things like stiff arm, spin move, and play action in this stage. I don't really know how much I like all of that. I guess since we are learning about things like that, we'll just go and snag a lot of the running backs. I mean, we're learning play action too. We don't need a quarterback, so sure, we need receivers. Yeah, like there's not going to be a crazy amount to look at when it comes to scouting. It's just going to be a lot of selecting random players. So, I mean, I'll kind of catch you at the end of the season because my goodness, this game takes a long time to sim. We made it to the end of the season. It took a long time, man. I got the time down here. It took 8 minutes to sim the entire season. It is such a long process. We went 4-12 on the year, which not good, obviously. I pulled up the Panthers record just because I wanted to see what they did in real life so we can have a little side-by-side comparison. And my goodness, I looked at the 2-14 Panthers that ended up getting the Cam Newton pick. They didn't even score 200 points on the season. My goodness. But in real life, the Panthers, they went 6-10, so we're a little bit of a step down. I mean, it was going to be hard to replicate what Cam Newton did in real life. I don't know why we got Jimmy Clausen out here playing, pretty okay football. Sure, maybe we got a backup quarterback in the future. Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams. That is awful. Whoa, wow. Cam Newton didn't run it a whole lot either. I mean, that's going to be a little bit of an issue in this game is QB rushing stats aren't going to be all that crazy, but Steve Smith did his thing. Greg Olsen was all right. The rest of the receivers, Terrell Owens, no, he got hurt. He got hurt, and I don't know, it might be a career-ending injury for him. John Beeson, look, got like double the tackles of everybody else, and also led the team in tackles for loss. We cannot be having our leading sack guy have 5 picks. Only 3 different players got a pick. Chris Gamble and John Beeson are at least awesome. Kicking, Alindo Mare did all right. Do we have anything in the return game? Let's take a peek at what some of the other, players in the NFL did. This is what we're kind of up against statistically. Obviously, Drew Brees in this game, still going to put up his passing yards because Drew Brees just loved putting up crazy statistics. 43 touchdowns. I mean, look at Peyton Manning, 33-2, quite efficient. But yeah, as you can see, the statistics in this game, not as big as what you see in Madden nowadays. I mean, you got Jason Campbell out here throwing 16 and 13. I don't know how we let Jeff Garcia in the year 2012 get a starting job, but sure. Sacks, Josh Freeman. I mean, yeah, I remember some of these guys, Christian Ponder, all these other random as that quarterbacks we got here. We got Jamal Charles for 1,700 yards, Arian Foster. What a fun time it was for running backs around this time. I mean, you got Frank Gore, Michael Turner, less fun, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, but like Garrett Blunt and Yeah, Chris Johnson, Rashard Mendenhall. How did MJD end up on the Jets? I don't know what happened, but MJD ended up on the Jets. I don't know what the Jaguars are out here doing, but sure. We got Marshawn Lynch as well. We got Matt Forte, Adrian Peterson only getting 900 yards. I don't know who is out there for the Vikings calling plays, letting Adrian Peterson go under 1,000 yards. That was Mike Tolbert with 700 yards. My goodness, Mike Tolbert was awesome. Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, Greg Jennings, AJ Green, Lance Moore. Interesting. Devin Hester, finally using him as a receiver. He goes for 1,000 yards. I do think Devin Hester in today's now like NFL with the whole gadget plays and the screens and the pop passes and stuff, Devin Hester would have been a lot of fun in today's NFL too. Probably wouldn't have gotten the same amount of return production, but could have been a more fun offensive player. Got Rondé Barber and Champ Bailey, Earl Thomas. You can see all elite level players getting these statistics. So we got a lot of work to do to rebuild this 4-12 Carolina Panthers team, but we did at least double our win total from last season, and Cam Newton looks pretty decent. We got the Super Bowl for this year. It is Steelers-Giants, so Eli's still making a Super Bowl, but will he have the same powers when he's not facing Brady? He will. Okay, Eli gets a Super Bowl, so this game, I'm pretty sure, is coming off the Aaron Rodgers over Pittsburgh Super Bowl. It is leading into the New York Super Bowl. If I am correct with my years, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be a year off, but if that's the case, then hey, we are still in the same timeline of the Giants winning a Super Bowl, so why not? Now, things that are going to be starting off the offseason. We start off our offseason with the staff, and my goodness, we are going to be making a move because, it's not just because I am a Washington fan and had to deal with the hell that was Ron Rivera, but I mean, just do think Ron Rivera was not a great head coach. He was all right, but, Riverboat Ron, I mean, even by today's standards, wasn't really all that aggressive. It feels like there were so many times where he was so passive, and my goodness, there was one clip going around of like Cam Newton just flipping out because they wouldn't go for it on 4th and 1. And I sat there and was sitting there like, man, you have Christian McCaffrey and Cam Newton in the backfield. This is when he made the call. You have Christian McCaffrey and Cam Newton in the backfield, and you don't trust your team to get 1 yard. How ridiculous is that? I mean, if I were a coach and had McCaffrey and Cam and I needed 1 yard, I best believe I'm going to try to get it. I don't even I could go for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 3 even. So another cool thing about this game, they do have the real coaches, and you're going to see some pretty familiar names. We go to the available head coaches, and we're going to have to try to pick from what we got here. They also give them a little bit of a boost, so we're going to see if there's any nice coordinator options on the market, and not really seeing anybody I recognize too much. I'd like to get a somewhat decent person that I recognize. We go to head coaches. We got Tom Coughlin available, which, why is Tom Coughlin available? Didn't he just win a Super Bowl? Jack Del Rio, I'll pass. Ron Rivera, obviously. I mean, if we want to bring him in as a D coordinator, but that's kind of weird to fire your head coach and then bring him in as a coordinator. Not a lot here. I mean, we could go and maybe try to hire from somebody else, and I would want an offensive minded guy. I don't really see any guys here that are making me jump at the opportunity to snag them. So we're going to see what we have in the NFL and try to hire maybe one of the current offensive coordinators for a head coaching job. We got, I'll bring up names that I recognize. Dirk Cutter, he gets to coach Ashton Jeanty right now, I believe. Bruce Arians. Get Bruce Arians to be our head coach. Not a bad option. I think that's an upgrade from Ron Rivera. Again, looking... Oh my goodness, we got Kyle Shanahan. Should we go and get Kyle Shanahan in the year 2020? This is before Kyle Shanahan actually became really good, because this was leading into when he had the year with RG3 and he was on Washington's coaching staff. We got Bill O'Brien. I'll pass there. But Ooh, should we just go and snag Kyle Shanahan? I think for fun we should do that. Just give Kyle Shanahan a job before he ever got one in the NFL. And I mean, it's not like he wasn't good before going to San Francisco. I mean, he was Atlanta's coach with Dan Quinn, and even though he, 28 for 3, was still a good coordinator. Before that, like I said, Washington. I believe he was also in Cleveland. Yeah, let's go Kyle Shanahan for head coach. At offensive coordinator, we don't really need a whole lot since, just in our mind here thinking about how the coaching staff's going to work. Kyle Shanahan's going to be running the offense, so I just went with the guy with the most amount of boosts. We got +3 to throw, accuracy deep, and to play action. So Cam Newton's getting a big boost here. He was a good defensive coordinator for a time, so... Sure, the kick return pluses, +3 kick return. I'm a +3 kick power, sure. Got that. I'm getting outbid. The Cardinals, I'm offering more money. There we go. Okay, that's nice, right? Our staff is now Jack Del Rio as D coordinator, and we have Kyle Shanahan as our head coach running the offense. That's not bad, right? We got retirements, and we are only losing Terrell Owens, so no surprise there. You got any crazy retirements in the NFL? Okay, DeMarcus Ware, fractured vertebrae. Are you kidding me? That is brutal. Why does that have to be DeMarcus Ware? You just cut short a Hall of Fame career. The entire course of the league has just been altered potentially because DeMarcus Ware, it just went from Hall of Fame career to now a what-if story. I mean, 7 years. He still had 7 great years, but I don't know if you could put him in the Hall of Fame for that. We got another couple of other good players here. I mean, London Fletcher, love London Fletcher. Hines Ward. Ray Lewis retiring, Ricky Williams, Ryan Dawkins, Rondé Barber. Thank goodness, DeMarcus Ware. That's crazy. Re-signing players, we don't really got a whole lot here. I mean, we could bring back Leonard Weaver, our fullback, but not really dying to do that. Mackenzie Bernadou. We got Jeremy Shockey as the number 2 tight end. Is the going rate for a number 2 tight end pretty high? No, it is not. I will bring in Jeremy Shockey, and we'll keep him along. Him and Greg Olson, fun little duo right there. We got Dan Connor, Jeff Schwartz, Captain Munnerlin. I wouldn't mind keeping, the captain for not that price. Never mind. I will not be keeping him. Mike Goodson, Will Divine. I mean, he has a potential, and he did jump up a decent amount of overall. So, I wouldn't mind keeping Noel Devine. I mean, get Noel Devine in a Kyle Shanahan offense. I mean, what does Shanahan love in his running backs? He loves guys who could just shoot through the hole. If Noel Devine is getting in that zone running system, actually might be a match made in heaven. So I'm not really dying to keep anybody else here. I got Gary Barnidge. I mean, for the Browns fans, why not? Gary Barnidge. What a tight end room. How about that? Gary Barnidge, Greg Olson, and Jeremy Shockey. We're set at tight end. Before free agency, we got some scouting, and definitely going to be looking at receiver. That's kind of the big need here since, we have Steve Smith at 33 now, and not a whole lot else. I did kind of let the computer take the reins when it came to a lot of the scouting in the regular season. The offseason's the important stuff where you get right now we're doing speed, we're doing, we'll get potential, we'll get full scout individual workout type things. We also need probably another cornerback next to Chris Gamble. We need safeties. I'm just going to be looking at positions like that. We don't really need a running back, but why not? Go look at a late round player. Do we have someone that intrigues us? I mean, plus on the juke and spin. Okay, whoa. 97 spin, 94 juke. Yeah, we'll take a peek at Broderick Clayton. All right, from Missouri State. There we go. All right, just quickly, I want to see that running back. I'm in. Okay, he's got 96 speed. Who is this guy? 95 agility, 96. Who are you? You're a 4th rounder? This is not a 4th round player. He can't catch to save his life, but I mean, at that point, why do you have 84 release? Oh, this dude's crazy. Roderick Clayton, a 4th rounder. Yeah, we might have found ourselves a monster. We're gonna be going after him. I think I might try to snag him in like the 3rd round. Free agency was always weird in this game. You know, I don't know how I feel about the bidding. I mean, it is kind of realistic as there's this mad dash to try to get the rights to a player, but it's always so crazy. And a lot of players in this game didn't really hit free agency back in Madden 12. There's not usually a lot. I mean, you can see here about Marshawn Lynch. We can go and snag him if we really want to. So found a running back I like in the draft. So I don't know if I really want to do all of that. Plus the fact that we have Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams, I really don't think that is necessary. We got Steve Smith, the other one. It'd be kind of funny if we just had both Steve Smiths. We got Chad Ochocinco. We can go bring in more washed up receivers to try to help us out a little bit. You could say in a 2-year span, we had Terrell Owens, Steve Smith, and Chad Ochocinco if we really want to. Defensive line, we got Ryan Khalil at center. Don't need anything there. Right guard is a spot we are a little bit weaker at, I believe. We'll go like Craig or Urbic. We'll throw a bid down there. And then on defense, we do need some help on the D line, I feel like, especially since I do kind of want to get rid of a Greg Hardy. How about Brandon Graham? You know, Brandon Graham, how long ago it was when Brandon Graham was 24 years old. That's how old this game is. Kyle Vanden Bosch is pretty cool. Go take out Bosch on a bid. And then linebacker Thomas Davis is here. We have John Beeson. We could maybe get another guy. We got Jonathan Vilma. Sure. Corner, we really need corner. Nate Clemens, Tim Jennings. Go Tim Jennings. Like, you know, we're replacing Captain Munnerlyn with a similarly sized guy. We got Tracy Porter and DRC. DRC's kind of fun. We'll take a peek. We need safety as well. Eric Smith, Chris Hope, Elam. We should probably go and look at our bids. We gotta go and do all this. Just pay what we need. Hey. See, this is kind of where you're getting into like the ridiculousness, is just sitting here just spamming X on all these players trying to make sure you win them. Jonathan Vilma is ours. We are looking at Craig Urbic. We're in a bidding war for Craig Urbic for some reason. We are fighting our lives for Tim Jennings. Urbic is ours. 10 seconds to go here. We have not really been touched for Brandon Graham, which is awesome. Kyle Vanden Bosch. We are fighting for Kyle Vanden Bosch. We have gotten Brandon Graham. Okay. We're still fighting for Vanden Bosch. No one's really touching us for Tim Jennings. DRC. No one cares about DRC. So yeah, we're fighting for Kyle Vanden Bosch. It's a 2-year deal, so I'm willing to pay a little bit more on it. Okay, now we're getting bids for... Okay, man. Now DRC we have to fight for. Tim Jennings is ours. And then DRC is the last one we are going after. We are a little bit lower on cap space, but you know, the Vanden Bosch and Vilma contracts are just 2-year deals. Tim Jennings, that's a big one, but we can do some, you know, cap gymnastics here. They do allow us to like front load, back load contracts. And we are getting DRC. Okay. Spent a lot of money on corner. Okay, so the cool part is you do get a little bit of flexibility with your contract. So with Tim Jennings, nice amount of money, but we could do backloaded, front loaded. Now, I do think the strategy here for me is to front load contracts, because Tim Jennings is 28 years old. So we're going to be reasonably paying him the most amount of money during his prime. And also I do want to structure things in a way that, you know, we can have Cam Newton on a contract when his eventually expires. Now, for Vilma, I could do evenly. And for Vanden Bosch, I could do evenly, probably. Should I pay that much for DRC? Front load. Yeah, we'll front load the DRC contract as well. I mean, we have the $4 million in cap space, now down to 2.5. We have a little bit of flexibility. Brandon Graham, I mean... it's not that bad, so we'll evenly distribute that one. And then Craig Urbic, who, I don't know, did I pay too much for Craig Urbic? I don't think so. You know, you do have to take into account that the cap is a little bit different now in this game, since, you know, it seems like in the last decade the cap has just shot up. So we got all of our guys. We have $1 million left over, and we will be on to the draft pretty soon. So I couldn't get a second round pick, but I still at least did get some decent stuff. We are doing a little pick swap here, 7 for 6, and we're getting a 3rd and a 4th for Greg Hardy. So pretty happy with that, and you know, able to stock up in those 3rd and 4th rounds. There's, like I said, that running back that I really want, who's a projected 4th round player. So you know, we'll have the extra 3rd round pick to potentially snag him, and that kind of leaves us in a situation where what do we do at running back, since you know, I feel like some Panthers fans might look at me a certain type of way if I just went and traded Jonathan Stewart, but he would be the one to trade because he is on an expiring deal, and D'Angelo Williams is better right now in the game. I feel like I'd trade Jonathan Stewart, but I know Panthers fans, they love them some Jonathan Stewart. We'll go and look at catching, throw accuracy, and block shed. So definitely go in on the wide receivers. Dude has 99 speed. Okay. 86 speed at 5'8", huh? I'm intrigued that you might just have the greatest hands of all time. Or you might just, he's 24 as well. This is the biggest red flag of a prospect I've ever seen, but I want to scout him anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna look. I can't, there's gotta be a reason why he's a 1st rounder. He's 5, he's undersized, he's old, and he's slow. What do you have? You have great agility. Does he have anything else? Jumping? There's got to be a reason why he's a 1st rounder. There has to be. I don't know. I don't understand. So we're gonna take a peek at him. We're pretty good at corner now, so we don't really need to scout crazy there. D-line, we got Brandon Graham and Charles Johnson. I'd still be interested in bringing in another guy to replace maybe some of Greg Hardy. Brandon Graham was kind of the guy we were doing that for, but don't need to look at quarterback since we got Cam, so not really gonna acknowledge the throw accuracy stuff. I gotta say, I gotta see what is this dude? He is 74 question, so that's not looking too good. Catching, we don't know. But what's the 42 release? What do you do? 98 is crazy. What does this dude do? So he's a slot receiver who's slow. I don't understand. This dude's crazy. Individual workouts are the kind of only great part of the scouting, is you just unlock everything. You get a full unlock, you get potential, you get everything on a guy. I don't think I need to use it on the running back because I just feel confident in taking him. Like I don't think I need to, you know, solidify what I already know to be true with him. I'd rather just use that extra slot on a wide receiver. And Michael Jimerson looks like the guy that could be your 1st round pick. We'll look at Genio Henderson. I can't waste one on him. 99 speed out of Texas. Could be good. Didn't know, maybe our Xavier or White Xavier Worthy. Maybe. Should I just use it all on receiver? I mean, we could use safety. Just use it all in receiver. Why not? Make sure we get the right guy. And I will use it all except on that one bum-looking dude. I will definitely take a peek at what he is. So, Michael, he's at 84. Okay. The rest of these guys, not great. 84, Michael Jim. Okay, that's got to be our pick. What pick do we even have? What pick do we got? Can I look at that from here? I gotta see if we got like a top 3 pick. I mean, we went 4 and 12, so we got the 3rd pick. Okay. So we should be able to get him, I hope. We got the NFL draft, and we will see if we can get our wide receiver. So he is projected to not be like a top pick. Yeah, we should be able to get him. Okay. And then why is he top 10? Who is this guy? He's got to have the greatest potential the world has ever seen. I don't understand. So Jaguars made their selection. So you have to look at like all drafted here. So they went Eric Bell, and we'll just kind of wait to see what the Browns are able to do. I would imagine it'd be kind of funny if they actually took that wide receiver, the 5'8" bum one. First overall pick was Rutgers. Look at Rutgers getting on the board with the #1 overall pick. And then they went Tyree Parker at 2. So us at 3, I don't really need to think about this one. Even though we could maybe trade down, but we got our guy. We like our guy. 84 overall wide receiver. We are going to be taking Michael Jimerson out of Ohio State. Of course, it's Ohio State. If it's not LSU or Ohio State, how could he be a good receiver? So we got to take him. Michael Jimerson. Welcome to being Cam Newton's #1 wide receiver. I mean, sometimes the first 5 picks of the second round sometimes will be better than the last 5 picks of the first round because these bad teams are just taking great players, good players that end up falling. So we got corner D tackle falling in the draft. We don't need a corner, but just to take a look, I mean, it looks like you can play some running back if you really wanted to. Don't know his man in zone though. Everything from here is pretty blind. You know, I kind of sold out to make sure we got the right receiver, which turned out to be worth. But need a safety. We just go and take the best safety we could see. Antoine Neal's the only guy second round. He is athletic. He can juke. He can jump. His finesse move. About all I know. Juan Neal out of Miami of Ohio. We are taking him. And third round, I want to just immediately hop on and take that running back in the third round. So don't really need to think too hard about the next pick. We are in the third round. Running back. He should be here. He is here. Broderick Clayton out of Missouri State. You can take a look at what he has to offer. Can't stiff arm to save his life, but 97 spin, 94 juke. He looks like he is just a whole lot of fun. So we taking him. We have another pick in the third round. We have 2 4th-round picks as well due to the Greg Hardy trade. So don't really know what we'll do here since we got running back, we got receiver, we got safety. Could use another safety. Could use maybe a linebacker, maybe a D tackle. Anybody fall? Anybody? No, it's just third-round players. Tight end, we're set. Receiver wouldn't hurt to go with another receiver. Like, it really wouldn't, since Steve Smith is just 33 years old. I might take one a little later. I think D tackle would be kind of where we're looking. Do you have anything on these guys? Absolutely not. We have not a single bit of info. Okay. Do we have anything on the receiver? This is why I'm like, I know I simmed the scouting, but like, come on, man. Like, I need to know something on these guys. I know release on Kenyatis. Is Kenyatis Dobbs. Full name. Has he got speed? No. Don't know anything. Like Kenyatis Dobbs. Why not? I think I'll take guard D tackle with my 4th-round picks. I think that's kind of where I'm thinking. Jamal Welch, he's 344. I do like me a nose tackle, so let's go for it and hope he didn't fall for a reason. So now we got interior offensive line is what we're looking at here. We'll go and take the best guard. I don't know if there's any guards that I have any information on. The best one's a 5th rounder. I don't even know if that's a move anymore, but Bryce Luce. Wait. Was that dude the same fit? Bryce Luce. Okay, no, they looked a lot alike. Just generic white-looking dudes. Okay, into the 5th round. Hey, hold up. Missouri State cornerback. Wait, I just realized that. Missouri State, that's where running back was from, right? Missouri State. Let's go and get a Missouri State pipeline. Daryl Barksdale, Georgia Southern, SMU. Let's go Chattanooga. Well, I know I prefer a right tackle. SMU, Jawan Knoll. Maybe take a backup quarterback for fun. Is there Yale? Thoughts on a Yale quarterback? Well, this guy. He's an 86 overall hypothetically because he's got 83 play action. Lou Hunt from Buffalo. He's 6'6". My goodness, prototypical. Oh my. 5, then we go right to 5'11", 5'11", and then 6'6". Is there anybody in between? Is there any like 6'3"? Let's take Lou Hunt. Let's get a backup quarterback. I don't think I need. This might just be a Jimmy Clausen clone, and we have Jimmy Clausen, so 5'11", 247 out of Nebraska. It's a pretty compact build. So let's sign our rookie. So you have to, this is right before the rookie wage scale, so we now have to actually pay our players contract negotiations and not have some fixed income where, you know, they get some designated amount. Now, for Michael Jimerson, I know how good he is, though. For a 7-year deal at him. Like, I know he's good. And you not have the cap. Oh, well, that's not good. I don't have cap room. See, that's where I might have made a mistake, huh? Yeah, because I forgot, you know, because in Madden's nowadays, the cap takes into account your draft money. Oh, that's rough. Steve Smith. Well, we're not getting rid of Steve Smith. Ravel Wharton. See, this is where Jonathan Stewart probably needs to go. Yeah, I mean, that's $4 million on a 1-year deal. Jonathan Stewart needs to go, guys. Okay, guys, I got money. I had to make some cuts. Jonathan Stewart included. I was thinking about trading. I'm gonna be like, man, it'd be so disrespectful to the Panthers fans if I traded Jonathan Stewart. I just ended up having to cut him. Okay, so we are really struggling for money, but we were able to get our big-time rookie signed, and he's commanding a lot of money. Now we have to sign the rest of these guys, and Roderick Clayton, you know, give him the big-time 6-year deal. Like, I mean, I know he's going to be a dude for the game. I don't know about anybody else. Now, we actually do have one little trade to make due to the fact that we could use some cap space for one. We're at -7 million, and David Geddes on an expiring contract. He's not going to be re-signed. And we do have Steve Smith, our rookie receiver, and Brandon LaFell is our top 3. We have some other guys that we have brought in, and you'll get to the final roster in a little bit, but getting a 4th round pick, it'd be nice to get that 44 overall quarterback. He's just there as roster filler because the Bears couldn't take in an extra player. We'll just end up cutting him. I do love the cut players, so you get to start to see what some of these players are. Look at Lou Hunt, 77 with B potential, but look at this absolute monster, BJ Mahan. And then all I need is one shot to prove. I don't think you're getting that shot, buddy. But look at Clayton too, 74 with B potential. We have this running back here with 66 speed. So I love how some of these players that they bring in are just the most unusable, unplayable, like just worst players ever. And like they always got such an attitude. So unfortunately, Kenyatta Dobbs not too good, but look, I had to bring him in, man. He was sitting in free agency. We need a return, man. Why not? Rest in peace, Jacoby Jones. I absolutely loved him. Should have been Super Bowl MVP, but man, got to bring him in. That's why I wanted to trade David Geddes. So, you know, we can acknowledge that Jacoby Jones could be on this team. Offensive lineman, 66 strength. Yeah, you're just not going to be on this team. If you cut me, you'll never know how good I could have been. Maybe, just maybe you can make the Canadian Football League, but it ain't going to be, you know, on the Carolina Panthers or any other NFL team. These guys, I mean, they got some strength, but my goodness, they are slow. But we're going to get to see what they end up turning into. If you have below 80 strength at offensive lineman, I just feel like I can't even have you on the team. Got Kyle Vandenbosch and Charles Johnson. So a pretty nice D-line group that we have. 56 strength. You are 350 pounds and you have a whopping 56 strength. You cannot be productive on this team, man. Look at you. Look at the attitude. Fine. I didn't want to be on this team anyway. What team do you want to be on, man? Like, you ain't going to be anywhere. 55 speed at linebacker. Okay, yeah, we're going to cut those guys in the final cut day, but my goodness, some of these players. That's such attitude for players that are never going to play in the NFL. We also got another trade here to get a little bit cheaper and to fill out the depth a little bit. Now, Ron Edwards is a player who is like 33 years old on a $3 million contract, and I thought, why not get him out of here, clear up for Terrell McLean, who's 24 years old and got that A potential. So I think this one makes sense. We get a 5th round pick and a backup linebacker back, like a straight up starting safety. And I mean, come on, how about a washed up Bob Sanders to be a starting safety for us? I mean, that could be a bit of fun. Why not? We'll get Bob Sanders in here. There we go. We got Brandon Jacobs. He's an 86 overall fullback. Why is he so good? Wait, he can't block though, can he? I mean, he obviously can run the football, but what's his blocking? Can't imagine it's gonna be... I mean, it's not good, but it's passable. All right, and Brandon Jacobs, what a beastie fullback. I mean, he's obviously got the size for it, so... yeah, that's gonna be the final signing we make. The team is set now. Let's go to the depth chart. We're in season 2. Cam Newton, I mean, 95 overall, and he's got help because look at his passing stats. I mean, he's got a couple of boosts on him. I don't know if it's actually going to show them here. It's not going to show them. He has like +3 in a couple of statistics. He has +3 like throw deep, play action, and a couple of other things. At running back, D'Angelo Williams, Broderick Clayton. We'll put Brandon Jacobs up there, but we got speed. We got speed at running back. That's what a Kyle Shanahan offense wants. We got Smash Mouth and Brandon Jacobs. Then at wide receiver, Steve Smith, Ty Michael Jimerson, Brandon LaFell, Jacoby Jones, and Kenyatta Dobbs. I gotta figure that one out. Greg Olson, Jeremy Shockey at tight end. We have Jordan Gross at tackle. We have Travell Wharton at guard. Ryan Khalil at center. This is a really good offensive line. We have Craig Urbick, who is our new signing. He's already injured. And so is Jeff Oda. Okay, we're going to have to take a peek at what the injuries are. At end, I want to have Brandon Graham starting. Kyle Vanden Bosch off the bench. We will have Charles Johnson with Kyle Vanden Bosch off the bench. And I'll even put Vanden Bosch in as maybe some D tackle reps. Yeah. I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. But even maybe start now. I'm not going to start him. Then we'll get Welsh in there as the third. So Vanden Bosch is just going to be playing a multitude of positions, inside, outside linebacker. We got Thomas Davis, of course. We got John Beeson and Jonathan Vilma in the middle. And then at the other side, we got James Anderson. Cornerback, we invested a lot of money in. So we have Chris Gamble, Tim Jennings, and DRC. We're going to probably play Tim Jennings in the nickel. Now we have Dwight Lowry at safety with Antoine Neal. I was hoping Neal would be better so we could play him, but unfortunately not. We got Godfrey and Bob Sanders, kicker punter. We're going to have Jacoby Jones returning kicks, of course. In real life, this team had a much improved defense, went 7-9. Can we do the same? We will find out. So we are 7 games into the season, and we got a bit of an issue. Cam Newton tore his bicep. And I mean, of course, Bob Sanders got a season-ending injury. That just game's a little too realistic, but Thomas Davis is out. But yeah, we are missing out on Cam Newton for a big portion of the season, and we weren't doing awful. We were 3-4 on the year, but now we got to figure out how to live without Cam Newton for the rest of the season. So while we're 3-4 now, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time you see at the end of the season, we are rocking maybe 5-4 wins. Okay, wait, hold on a second. I thought I'd be taking you guys to the end of the season, but we are on a little bit of a win streak, and I don't exactly know how Lou out here stepped in as a rookie and got us some victories. So we won by one score, won by one score, won by one score. Okay, and then we won by one score. Okay, so Lou has captained us to 4 straight one-score victories. We might have some interesting conversations to be had if Lou takes us to the playoffs. Injuries are still a bit of an issue. We have Jeremy Shockey out for the season, but Cam Newton's going to be back in 3 weeks, so if Lou has us right now at 4 wins, he's already going to guarantee that he'll have a winning record by the time Cam comes back. But imagine if Lou goes like 7-0. Okay, guys, Cam Newton is back, but Lou got us to 9-5. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, Lou Hunt might be special. I don't know, but I think we're going to the playoffs here. And it's gonna be because of Lou getting us 6 victories. So we'll see how Cam Newton ends the season. Okay, we made the playoffs. Cam Newton came back, won the last 2 games of the season. Cam goes 5-4 on the year. Lou goes 6-1. But we won the division, we get a home playoff game, so we're gonna get to see some action here taking on the Eagles. Never mind, this has gotta be ridiculous. This has gotta be some sort of script or something. Cam Newton in the last week of the season actually went down. I just wanted to check injuries just to see what we were losing out on. The first action we're gonna see isn't gonna be Cam Newton. Lou is taking over in a playoff game. Hey man, that's pretty cool presentation there. So we got the introduction for Steve Smith and Lou Hunt, and he's taking the reins here against Michael Vick and the Eagles, as we will have the coin toss. I'm going to try to figure out how the spectating will work in this, but I'm going to try to show you. I'm not playing the games. I don't know why. Was it Frank Zombo's there on the coin toss? I don't know what we're doing. We'll get into some action now. Panthers are up by 7, so Lou Hunt's done his thing to get this Panthers team the lead. It's going to be a draw. D'Angelo Williams got blocking, and D'Angelo Williams for the first down, as the defense has really been shining in this one, holding the Michael Vick. Only 7 points. They got Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin. A lot of fun players. This Eagles team in the early 2010s with Michael Vick was a lot of fun. First down, D'Angelo Williams in the backfield. We got Greg Olsen in motion going out wide. They're going to go back to D'Angelo Williams, and he's going to get stopped shy of a big gain. Cullen Jenkins gets him down for 3, but Williams closing in on 100 yards on the game. Second down and 7, clock under 8 minutes to play at the 32-yard line, in position to take a 2-score lead. Lou Hunt to throw it. He's got man coverage, and he's got time in the pocket. He's taking a shot to the end zone, and it's knocked away. He tried to take that one for Steve Smith in double coverage. Third down for the Panthers. 3 out of 5 on the game so far. You're in field goal range, but you'll want to extend that lead to 2 touchdowns. Olsen in motion. He's going to go hand it off, sweep it. D'Angelo Williams gets tracked down, and he goes down to a 4th down and 5, where a field goal try is going to be out. Kick on the way. It is good, and the Panthers got a 10-point lead, and the Eagles got to overcome it. So we got that broadcast camera now. Looks a little bit different. Let me know what you'd prefer when we do spectating, broadcast, or if you'd prefer to do like the normal camera that we see. Michael Vick taking a shot deep, first play. It's broken up. That ball was out of bounds, but Vick immediately loaded up and chucked one deep. Now in the shotgun, second down and 10 from the 18-yard line. LaShawn McCoy goes out on a route. They're going to throw it deep again. It's time to Deshaun Jackson. It's incomplete, but he was open, and Vick just did not deliver a good enough throw. Now you got third down and 10. You've already taken 2 shots down the field. You're going to need 10 yards to convert here. You can't really afford to punt the football. Vick gonna throw it. He's got a man underneath. That's Riley Cooper, and Riley Cooper fumbles the football. I think he might have been down, but they ruled a fumble on the field. Dwight Lowry has it, and this one is going to potentially be disastrous, but I think he was down. They're going to challenge it, and it will remain Philadelphia football. So thankfully for the Eagles, they do not lose the football, but they get the first down. 6.5 to go, and there's a flag. This one's a false start. Instead, we are now at 1st and 15 as Vick in the shotgun once more. LaShawn McCoy next to him, making an adjustment. He's going to drop the throw. McCoy into block. He's got to throw deep again, and he just keeps trying it for Jackson, and it's not working. It feels like the Panthers defense is playing with fire a little bit, trying to let Deshaun Jackson potentially get loose. If him and Vick connect on one of these, it could be disastrous. But second down and 15, it's going to be a sack. This is a fumble, and it's not coming back. Welch picks it up. He's going to go all the way down to the touchdown, and a big man scores, and he spikes it. The rookie D tackle is going to pick up the score to potentially seal this game. Another fumble! I was over here just not paying attention! Oh my goodness, this is the struggles of live commentary. I just didn't expect anything on the kickoff, but we got a fumble on it, and the Eagles, I don't know what just hit them, but the offense is not taking the field, and the Panthers, up by 17, could put this one away and set Cam Newton up to come back in the divisional round as Hunt hands it off. D'Angelo Williams. Williams has it for a 6-yard gain. He's 2 yards shy of 100. Second down and 4, I formation. We got Brandon Jacobs in there at fullback, and it's going to be a drop to throw it. Hunt, he's got time. He's going to have a D'Angelo Williams underneath, but he's going to lose 4 yards. Hunt, 10 of 21, not a great game for him, but he's done enough. We got third down and 8, under a center again. You really could just run this football and just play it safe, but they will do just that. Williams is going to get his 100 yards, get close to the first, 2 yards shy, but no need to go for it. Field goal try for Ryan Lindell to make it a 20-point game will be up good, and the Panthers I don't know how this has happened in the fourth quarter. The Eagles just keep fumbling it away, and they are going to be down by 20, and I don't know if they're going to have a comeback in them. Vic to throw it under center. He's going to go tipped up in the air. It's caught by Deshaun Jackson, and the Panthers defense is just attacking Vic. Only 8 completions, under 100 yards. High snap, Vic is gonna run it, and there goes Michael Vick sliding for a 4-yard gain. Vic with under 4 minutes to play. Deshaun Jackson in motion. They're gonna throw it. Blitz sent in. They got Deshaun Jackson on the little short route, and he just gets free with his speed. Jackson held to just 4 catches for 40 yards. Jackson has been targeted a lot, but held to just 4 catches for 40 yards. Man in motion. They are still going under center with 3 minutes to play. Vic, man off the edge. The nickel blitz. He breaks out, and he's going to break a sack and get 9 yards on the carry. Hurrying back to the line. Now in the shotgun. Urgency is got to be felt for this Eagles offense as Vic is going to go outside to Clay Harbor, and he's got it inside the 40-yard line. His second grab of the day. Back to the line at the 37-yard line. You need a touchdown, onside kick, another touchdown, another onside kick. I mean, you got your timeouts. You can maybe get a stop if you can get a ball in the end zone, but you're not even going to do that. Dwight Lowry with the pick, and that's probably going to do it once and for all. So Lou Hunt, really not a good day. 2 interceptions, under 50% completion, but D'Angelo Williams was the star of the show, 141 yards and a touchdown. He also led in receiving. Not a lot of receiving production, but the defense, Kyle Vanden Bosch, 4 tackles for loss. I can maybe argue he was player of the game. Jennings, Lowry, Godfrey all get interceptions, and the Panthers will get Cam Newton back in the second round of the playoffs. We are at the start of the fourth quarter in this game against Green Bay on the road, and the Panthers are driving. 9 to play, down by 10, and Cam's got a man in motion. He's going to drop to throw it to Newton. He's going to go for the end zone, and immediately a touchdown. Greg Olsen, and Cam Newton delivers a touchdown to make it a 1-score game. Shotgun for Aaron Rodgers to start the drive. He's going to drop to throw it. He's got a lot of weapons to throw, and he's going to take a shot for James Jones, and they're going to say out of bounds. This was the peak of the Packers, where the Packers not only had Aaron Rodgers and some offensive firepower, but they actually had a defense, as Rodgers will hand it to James Starks, and Starks will get 2. Going to spread the field. You don't want to go 3 and out. Cam Newton's led the touchdown drive to make it a 3-point game. Can Rodgers keep the drive alive? He's going to throw outside. That's going to be caught for Greg Jennings at a first. Now a new set of downs in the shotgun. 3 men to his right, and he will throw on 1st and 10 outside. That's going to be caught for Jordy Nelson, and they're going to say incomplete. It takes us to 2nd and 10, where they got 2 tight ends. Rodgers under center gonna throw it. He's got a block from James Starks, but not another, and he gets dropped by Terrell McClain. 3rd down and 15, and you got a bunch of people in the backfield. You're gonna need to go to the air though. Instead, they're gonna go to the ground. James Starks breaks a tackle, but not 2, and a questionable call, and on cue, it's a Mike McCarthy bad play call. I ain't even gonna act like it ain't gonna be a surprise if we win this game. You know Mike McCarthy loves to have playoff meltdowns and have his team unprepared. Cam Newton to throw. He's gonna actually run it, and there goes Cam Newton diving for the first down. Under 6 minutes to play, and the Panthers have the momentum. They got the football, and they're close to midfield. He's going to be with a man in motion. There goes Olsen. And with Williams in the backfield, they're going to throw. Williams in the block. Cam's going to tuck and run it again. And there goes Cam. He's fighting ahead. First down again. Now another first down. They've picked up 2 on the ground with Cam, and in the I formation, they got D'Angelo in the backfield, and they're going to give it to him. D'Angelo Williams breaks a tackle, and D'Angelo Williams, 3 straight firsts on the ground, and Williams has 122 yards. He is running Carolina to another playoff success potentially. I made the tough decision to keep D'Angelo Williams over Jonathan Stewart, and so far it has proved to be the correct one. Williams next to Cam in the shotgun. Is Cam's making an adjustment. 4.5 to go. They're going to throw it. Blitz sent in, and that ball's almost intercepted. They drop somebody back, and it was intended for Brandon LaFell. 2nd down and 10. Now spreading the field 4 wide, and Greg Olsen in line at tight end. 33-yard line as Cam throwing again. He's now going to run it again, and look at Cam Newton. Could have maybe fought for more yards, but he'll get 2. We are set for a huge 3rd down and 8. Field goal range. You can tie the game, but Cam wants the touchdown, and with spread spreading the field again. Back-to-back plays, 5 wide. Newton throwing. He's got to lane up the middle. He's going to go outside. It's incomplete. And he had Steve Smith potentially, but it's going to result in a field goal. I can't fault him for trying to go after Steve Smith in the big situation, but now the field goal to tie Ryan Lindell to put Aaron Rodgers in a situation where he's got to lead a game-winning drive. The kick will be on its way. It's no good. And he missed it. He hooked it wide left, and Aaron Rodgers takes over a good field position. It was just a 48-yarder, but now the Panthers defense needs a stop as Rodgers will hand James Starks right up the middle, and James Starks for the first down. Green Bay themselves now not too far away from field goal range, and the Panthers need to at least hold to a field goal as Rodgers will go to Gerard Starks. He'll get not quite a first down, but still a 6-yard gain as Starks has 92 today. Second down and 4. Mason Crosby has a big leg. Can he hit from this far away? We're going to hope not, as the Panthers looking for a stop and get him to a third down situation. I formation, running out the clock. And the clock ticks down to 3 to 2 and a handoff. Starks, and he's got the first down. And now we're going to be on to the 2-minute warning. You can't really afford to give up many more runs like we have been giving up, as they're going to go under center with another handoff to James Starks. And that's exactly what you can't have happen. Timeout's got to be burned. One more first down run, and it's likely to be very much over. Man in motion, I formation. They're going to go back to Starks again. Of course they are, and they're going to get another good gain. Timeout number 2. Second down and 3. James Starks looking to put this game away. Rodgers is going to hand it to him once more. He's got the first down, and that's going to do it. Cam Newton also did not have a great game. Both quarterbacks, Lou Hunt and Cam Newton, in their playoff starts did not do all that well. And this was Cam's playoff debut, but he's got to play a little bit better than that. D'Angelo Williams did his thing, and James Starks was really grinding things out on this Panther defense, as Greg Olsen did catch that touchdown to start the fourth quarter, but you need to do a little bit better. But at the same time, this team was ahead of schedule compared to what they did in real life. We're going to take a peek at our stats and see how this team was able to do. Cam Newton did not get to start a whole lot. Well, we actually, interestingly enough, Vince Young got some play time as well. I did not expect that, so things are all over the place. I mean, even David Zastudil got to play emergency quarterback. Okay, yeah, this can't happen again. I mean, when we are getting so depleted at quarterback to where our 4th string emergency quarterback has to play, that's rough. But Cam, I mean, he was banged up. It's hard for me to really judge him too hard. But for a rookie, Lou Hunt, 10 touchdowns, 3 picks, was still able to do some good stuff. Vince Young was, for a 3rd string quarterback, not bad, I guess. D'Angelo Williams, 900 yards on the ground. Clayton, not a good start to his career. And Brandon Jacobs, Noel Devine, a couple of other carries left and right. Steve Smith still putting up his great 1,000-yard-plus season. Greg Olsen, a 700-yard, 6-touchdown season. Jimerson, as a rookie, 700 yards, 8 touchdowns to lead the team. Plus, Brandon LaFell put up 600. So, I mean, a lot of passing yards to go around for these receivers. So, good season there. John Beeson, 162 tackles. We also had 10 for a loss. 11 sacks for Kyle Vanden Bosch. What a good signing that was. Vanden Bosch had a awesome year. McLean and Johnson, Graham, very much improved in the pass rush game compared to what we had last year. Also had a little bit more of interceptions to go around for our players. So, I mean, this team definitely was a step ahead of what they did in real life. Like I said, they went 7-9 in real life, but in the game, we went out. What a playoff game. Aaron Rodgers puts up 48 in the Super Bowl. So in this universe, we do divert from where the timeline was with Eli Manning getting a ring last year. In this universe, we have Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers snagging their second. Relocate. Stadium sponsorships. Let's look at that. It's sponsorships. You can pump the brakes auto repair. Expectants 14 wins. 8 wins are playoff appearance. 8 wins are playoff appearance. Block burner tires or H2O so good. Yeah, let's get some H2O so good water. Yeah, that's a good sponsor right there. Okay, man, I said if there was an upgrade, I'd go for it. So Spags is available at DC, but how about London Fletcher? Man, I love London Fletcher so much. And look at the boosts, +5s across the board. I love when like the games used to do this with the players becoming coach, but not only did he become a coach, he became a good one. Look at DeMarcus Ware. Oh my goodness, what about what about the story of DeMarcus Ware having to retire, and then we can, I think I have to for the story. Oh my goodness, DeMarcus Ware to be our defensive coordinator. Okay, well, fire Jack Del Rio. I don't like Jack Del Rio anyway. I just hired him because he was, you know, the best available option. Dude, that's so cool, man. We could get DeMarcus Ware. We get to bring in a guy who got his career cut short due to what was, I believe, a fractured vertebrae. And he is now going to be a coach for us. That's pretty cool. Defensive coordinator DeMarcus Ware. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to be smart this time. Let's take a look at the retirements. We got nobody. Steve Smith sticking around for another season. Any other interest? Oh my, Cameron Hayward, 2 years. Oh no. I shouldn't be laughing, but since it is just a video game, what the heck, man? He can't. I don't even think he's going to become a coach, because usually they just do like legends becoming a coach. But Cam Hayward, fractured vertebrae. That's awful. 2 years into his career. Oh my goodness, man. Like I said, I'm going to be smarter when it comes to this, because I actually now remember the fact that, you know, the players, I have to account for the fact that I have to re-sign my draft picks now. We won't have a top 3 draft pick to re-sign. We do have a little bit of money. Steve Smith is not wanting a lot of money. What the heck? Steve Smith was getting paid like 10 mil, and he's going to look at the pay cut he's taking for us. Now, we're not going to let Steve Smith do what he did in real life and retire a Baltimore Raven, or at least play. I don't know if he actually ended up signing like one of those one-day contracts. I'm not going to let him be a Raven. He is amazing. I love Steve Smith, one of my favorite all-time receivers. I'm not letting him go anywhere. We also have Jeff Oda, who I would like to bring back on a... Okay, I'll backload this one a little bit more just to save us some money. Okay, we got that. Brandon Jacobs, I mean, a new role, new home at fullback. I would love to keep him around. Just keep him as our permanent fullback. Kind of running low on money. Brandon LaFell, I don't care. Ryan Lindell, you missed that field goal. You might have cost us a chance to go to the NFC Championship. I'm not bringing you back. Dwight Lowry actually played pretty well. I don't need to bring him back, though. He's not a must-keep player. Vince Young, don't need to keep him. Jeremy Shockey's regressing. Bob Sanders is regressing. Jacoby's regressing. I said I'd let him be the return man for a year, so I did fulfill my promise, but everybody else can probably go. Something I did want to check is I want to check the player roles that we got. So, you know, things have changed in a couple of years. We have defensive playmaker on Beeson, future star. That means this player is viewed as a potential future star for his team. We have go-to guy and offensive playmaker for Steve Smith. Project player, someone that has great physical talent but a lower overall rating for Craig Urbit. QB of the future for Cam. Team leader, team mentor. Underachiever. I feel like that's a little disrespectful. I mean, Thomas Davis is a pretty nice player. Brandon Graham, I know his career started slow in real life, and he was a first-round pick, and he ended up kind of aging well, but he had a pretty good year for us. I don't know if I'd call him an underachiever. That's a little disrespectful. And I am now looking at the roster. I think a move has to be made. Travell Wharton has regressed a decent amount. 78 overall for a guy who's getting paid $9 million. I don't think I can do that. DRC, oh my goodness, that contract is bad. At least I front loaded it. At least I front loaded the contract, so I already paid him the most of the money. Everywhere else, oh wow, Thomas Davis. That's, you know, he's not going to end up aging like he did in real life. Thomas Davis was an awesome player in real life, but in the game, I guess not. What do we get for cutting him? Penalty of $3 million. Okay, we're just not even a point in cutting him. That's disappointing. Okay, so for roster moves, we are going to end up cutting Not Craig or Urbeck. Kyle Vandenbosch was too good to cut, and he's still 80 overall. DRC, I don't think I can get away with cutting him now. I'll have to wait another year before I can think of cutting him. But Travell Wharton will save us a good amount of money. $2 million hit. We'll take that. He's a 78 overall. I can get a 78 overall guard for like half the money. And also, well hold up. I should point this out. Michael Jimerson's a 91 overall now. He's better than Steve Smith. Also, Charles Johnson. Okay, let's take a peek at the progression of some of these players, because Terrell McClain, 85 overall. That's pretty good too as well. Lou Hunt. Look at Lou Hunt. He's an 83. We actually have like a legit backup quarterback. And okay, hold on. We don't even need to go after a guard. Bryce Luce is already good enough to fill in. Okay, guard isn't even a need. Clayton's a 79. Noel is a 78, maybe a future tackle for us. Welch, with his A potential, he had the scoop and score in the playoffs to seal the deal. He's a 78 overall. Okay, D tackle's looking pretty good. I still wouldn't mind bringing in another one, but so let's start the bidding. I don't really know what we're gonna be going after. We got Alex Smith in there. Jonathan Stewart could bring him back. Not really a point though. Receivers, Brandon LaFell's the best one. Don't tempt me with Santana Moss, like one of my all-time favorites. Don't tempt me like that. He's a little too washed for me to bring in. That would be irresponsible. Tight end, we're good with Greg Olson. Jordan Gross is going to be, aging, but we don't need to bring in a tackle yet. I'm pretty satisfied with just starting loose at guard. D end, we have Charles Johnson and Brandon Graham. I'm fine with them. I guess we would need a linebacker now because Thomas Davis is just hyper washed. DJ Williams. Yeah, let's go DJ Williams. 2.5 mil. I'll be fine with that. So we got Ryan Clark and we got DJ Williams. Just not in need of a safety still. I mean, I would still like to get a potential like superstar level player. So we'll go with that. I'll probably use my individual workouts on safeties and see which one we like from the rest of the lot. And I don't know what we're going to end up using our first pick on. These guys, I guess we'll look at the projected overalls. These guys all look good from what we know. They're athletic. I mean, 95, 96 speed. I mean, if they wanted to play running back, they could. A lot of these players have like good juke and spin move, hit power. Yeah, I will put a Quantavius Grandy. I will give him a look. 72 press as well. Not bad. And then over here we have Dylan Clark, who is a round one guy. I'll look at the 2 round one guys and Connor Thames. We'll take a peek there, and then at wide receiver, I will take a peek at a potential Steve Smith replacement. Avery Moore is the guy I'm looking at. So yeah, that's what we'll go with. Pretty easy. So Avery Moore is atrocious. Okay, well, good to know because I probably would have taken him. He looks like a really interesting build of a player and everything. So I mean, I guess I dodged a bullet there. At safety, we have. Oh boy, 63 overall for Grandy. Okay, man. Strong safety. All right, there we go. So Thames isn't good, but we have Dylan Clark and Hassan Coulson. Even though Clark has the potential, Hassan Coulson seems like a cooler player. Awareness difference is massive there. Wow. Catching though is, I guess, 41 jumping. That's rough. It'd be Dylan Clark. Hit power, tackling's the same. Pursuit. Okay, yeah, Dylan Clark's better. All right. So if we can get Dylan Clark, that's kind of the goal here. If not, then we'll see what we can do about getting the other safety. I don't know where they're going to be protected. And that's a bit of an issue. So Dylan Clark does get drafted. And I missed out on Clark. Okay, I mean, I can't miss out on the other safety, though. Clark, I was going to wait till around like 20 to trade up for him. And he just went a little bit higher than I thought. So I'm not really going to risk it with the other safety, and I'm going to just try to see if I can move up. Okay, they're just not accepting a reasonable trade, so I'm going to have to, let it go down a couple more picks. So I was going pick by pick, and we actually got offered the trade that I was going to make, so that's perfect. I like that this game actually lets you have trades get offered to you and the computers actually trade with one another. So we will accept the trade from the Lions. And even though we didn't get the safety, the number 1 guy, we did get the number 2 guy in Hassan Coulson. We lost out on a 2nd round pick, but that's okay because we're getting a really good player. It took us a while to get to our pick, but we are here at the bottom of the 3rd round. And, you know, we know Avery Moore, how he's nothing special, but got these other 2 receivers here who we can pick from. And Avery Moore with a whopping 26 awareness. That probably will do it for you. Have that kind of function. I don't know if like there's certain stats like 20 awareness, you know, that's an insta no, but we'll go Jaleel Brown. We have a couple of extra day 3 picks, so we are kind of okay in that regard. We can take a couple of swings if we need to. This dude though, for Marshall, sure. I mean, but I don't know anything. Let's go up the name test. Who's got the coolest name here? Tim Udo, Casey Chambers, Josh Johnson. You know, Tim Udo is going to be the potential best name that we got here, so we're gonna go with that. When in doubt, you scout the helmet, you scout the name. That's how you really draft in this game, or really any game. And so we didn't have a 2nd round pick, but we had 2 4s, 3 5s, 2 6s, no 7s. So we still ended up with a full class worth of players, and we actually have money to sign these guys. Now Hassan Coulson we know is going to be a pretty nice player, so I am pretty comfortable giving him a just big 7-year contract. And I guess he wants that. No, wants more money. I mean, I guess fair, since we know he's good. Here we go. The depth chart for this year, I said that there is occasionally times when those random players that they kind of throw on your roster will end up being competent. Well, we did actually have a couple make the team. How about Josh Capellini being the 3rd string quarterback and, you know, maybe a little bit more financially beneficial option, but we did actually have one really good one. Look at our wide receiver situation. How about Demetrius Brandon, undrafted rookie? He is on a 1-year, $300,000 contract. He's a 76 overall with B potential. That is awesome. So the other receivers didn't end up being anything. Jaleel Brown was pretty nothing, D potential. 7th round pick, Madison, nothing. But the undrafted, you know, free agent gave us a potential number 3 receiver of the future, maybe even more than that. We have Bryce Luce starting at left guard, so a nice day 3 pick coming over to be a starter in his next season. We also have Jawan Knoll as a backup kind of swing tackle if we need him. We're gonna basically do the same thing we did last year. Kyle Vandenbosch just gonna be the number 2 at every position. He ended up leading the team in sacks, so it's not like he didn't play, and it worked pretty well for us last year, so we're gonna go ahead do it again. Even though Welsh is definitely playable at this point, I think we'll be able to pass the reins over to him next year when Vandenbosch's contract expires. And then at outside linebacker, Thomas Davis, we're going to ride out his contract and can't really cut him because of the cap penalty, but DJ Williams is a starter there. Vilma and Beeson at middle linebacker, and then James Anderson right. Cornerback, we will have Chris Gamble, we will have Tim Jennings, Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, still a bad contract that I gave out. Tim Udo wasn't anything special, just a 67. At safety, we're going to be starting Godfrey at free safety, and I'm going to do Coulson at strong safety. So I wanted to, you know, have Coulson playing as a starter, and we will have Godfrey as the free, and I'll have Ryan Clark just be backup on both. So Ryan Clark's still going to, you know, be involved in the action, but, you know, he's 79 speed, so it's not like he's going to be an impact player for us. Why does this keep happening? Torn tricep for Cam Newton, out for season. And then Lou Hunt broke his jaw. That's the bad news. The good news, somehow we're 7-1. I don't even know how long Cam's been out. I just got the notification there, like, you don't have enough quarterbacks to play this season. What is going on? Why does Cam keep getting hurt? How long has he been hurt? It's been a while. Josh Capellini's been playing. This is ridiculous, man. Oh my goodness. What are we even supposed to do? Okay. We were at 1.7-1, but we have now limped into the playoffs. We won the division at 9-6-1. but things are just ridiculous right now. Cam obviously out for the year. Brandon Jacobs got hurt. Our backup guards are getting hurt. Jawan Knoll tore his pec. I mean, it's just brutal, man. But we are in the playoffs. It will be, again, Lou Hunt starting in the wild card round, even though Cam Newton has... This has just been ridiculous, man. But yeah, Lou Hunt's gotta do it again. He won a playoff game last year. Cam Newton then lost the divisional round. There is no option for Cam Newton to come in if we win this playoff game. It is all Lou Hunt, so let's see if he can do it this time. So we take over at 7:30 to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 14-11 game, and Lou Hunt is going to be in the Wildcat because they're going to go with D'Angelo Williams as a quarterback, and an injury is going to be for the Vikings, but it's not going to be helpful for the Panthers to be down 2 yards on 1st and 10, going down to 2nd and 12. Hunt now traditional offense. Draw play. D'Angelo Williams is going to get those yards back. Make a cut. And D'Angelo Williams is going to have 8 yards, and he's at 109 yards on the game. We got 3rd down and 4. I formation. We have Brandon Jacobs out with injury, so a backup fullback has had to come into the game. And there goes Hunt taking a shot deep. It is caught. Greg Olsen. And what a play. Greg Olsen right down the middle of the field, and Hunt delivers. Now basically goal to go, 1st and 10. Williams handoff, and D'Angelo Williams has into the 2-yard line. If we could punch this in, it would be huge. Hunt drop back, throw it, and that's almost swatted away and picked off. We're at 3rd down, and 1st down seems highly unlikely in this situation. It's probably going to need to be a touchdown. Hunt under center. He's going to drop. Quick pass. And Hunt moving. He can run it. He's got a touchdown. And he may have like 58 speed, but he had just enough to get to the end zone. So the Vikings offense taking the field, and to no surprise, they are led out by Adrian Peterson, arguably the best running back in the league. They got a young quarterback, Stevens, and they go to handoff to Adrian Peterson, and that's going to be a gain of 7. Hurrying back to the line. I mean, they are down by 2 scores with 5.5 to go, so they will drop back. Stevens will try to run it. He's going to break out of a sack, and he's got the 1st down. Under 5 to play, and they're under center once more. I mean, when Adrian Peterson is your offense, it's going to be hard to make comebacks, but they're going to go to play action. Stevens going to check it down to Peterson, and AP, he's got 7. Hurrying back to the line, and here they go again. 4:40 clock ticking down. You at least need a field goal on this one, and they're gonna get Jones underneath, and that's gonna be another grab. That's Greg Jones, the fullback, getting a 1st. Not a whole lot of urgency in this game, I feel like, but still 4 minutes to play, plenty of time, and they're going to hand off Adrian Peterson. Speaking of a lack of urgency, I mean, they're just coming out here, lining up under center and run the football. They get an injury timeout though, and that's gonna be one of our players down, so Vikings get 4 yards and a free timeout. They will line up in the shotgun now, probably going to have to throw the football maybe 10 yards away from field goal range. Stevens is going to go underneath. That's intercepted. DRC, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. I insulted him a lot, saying that was a bad contract, but he's going to lock up a playoff victory for the Panthers. It was a 28-11 victory, and Hunt, I mean, not a great playoff game. He's had 2 playoff victories now. He's 2-0 in his career in the playoffs, but neither of them were exactly great performances. He did have 2 touchdowns this time around, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air, and D'Angelo Williams had a great day. Greg Olsen with that amazing grab, and he had a touchdown. The rest of the receivers didn't do all that much, but the defense has been really doing their job when we get into the playoffs. As DRC, Ryan Clark had a pick, and then Kyle Vanden Bosch, once again, he shows up in the playoffs, but inexplicably, without Cam Newton, we're on to the 2nd round again. Here we are, 24-21, so it is a game here in to start the 4th quarter. 10 minutes on the clock, and Kaepernick throwing it down the field, knocked away, and the Panthers get off the field. Here comes Lou Hunt in the offense. D'Angelo Williams has ran for over 100 yards in every playoff game that he's been been a part of for this team in this franchise. And Hunt to the air. He's got a lot of time. Greg Olsen gets open underneath. Olsen fumbles the football, and Tremaine Brock picks it up, and the Niners take over in great field position. High formation of the Niners taking over. Handoff to Frank Gore, and Frank Gore is going to get a short gain. Injury timeout. Gore is down, so could help us out a little bit to have to not deal with him. We got 3rd down and 10. Kendall Hunter lost 2 yards on the previous play, and no Frank Gore means you're going to have to go do this through the air as you were maybe on the outside of field goal range. Kaepernick deep drop. He's going to load up and try to throw it deep, but he can't do it, and Welch gets the sack. Offense back out there. Greg Olsen put the ball on the ground, but it didn't hurt us that much. We're at the 20-yard line after a touchback. Olsen now flexed out wide in the slot as Hunt will hand off D'Angelo Williams. Flag is down. Williams, he put the ball on the ground, and now Patrick Willis has it, and Willis is going to get a short return, and that's going to be brutal and a hold. It's going to be a bad play and another fumble. The opportunity has been there for the Panthers, but 2 fumbles. Now the Niners, they don't even have to travel far to get into field goal range. They're already in it. They are here at the 21-yard line. They could go 3 and out and still kick 3 points, but they're looking for more. That's almost intercepted. You got to bring that one in. Got 3rd down and 9, 7:40 to play. As Kaepernick in the shotgun, Kendall Hunter next to him as they're going to go to draw Hunter. He's got blockers, he's got room, and he's inside the 5. Goal to go for the Niners. Things will get a lot more difficult if we can't hold them to a field goal here. 2 tight ends. It's going to be a handoff. Kendall Hunter. It's been no Frank Gore since the injury, and it's been no problem. Hunter filling in well for Gore. Shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Kaepernick. Hunter's, a little tired, heavy breathing, so they're going to go to the air. Kaepernick, end zone, and that's too far out the back. 2 yards out, and they got the heavy package and 2 tight ends, a fullback, and the running back in the backfield as Kaepernick hands it. Kendall Hunter, touchdown, Niners, and they got the 2-score lead. The 100 that we are used to, but only 11 carries, so it's not like he's not running it well as they got a man in motion. And he's going out wide. There goes Hunt, dropping back to throw. Deep drop, middle, caught. Jimerson got the 1st down and more, 10 yards, and he's at 59 on the game. 38-yard line, got a fullback in the game, 2 receivers. Williams in the backfield. They are going to drop the throw once more. Hunt, and he's going to go deep middle. There's Greg Olsen, and Olsen gets into the opponent, 39. Already closing in on field goal range to make it a 1-score game, but we would really prefer that touchdown early on. Williams has the carry. Not much there. He's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. Hurrying it back to the line, though, and here goes Hunt spreading the field. Everybody out and around. Hunt is got time, but there's another fumble, and Luce has to pick it up. Team's got some real fumbling issues. We need to get somebody in here to fix that. 3rd and 24, and you're likely in 4-down territory if you can't get into field goal range. So Hunt blitzing in. He's got the extra person into block, but Justin Smith gets the sack, and it's 4th and 31. You gotta go for it. As Hunt will go dropping, and he's gonna chuck one deep. It is almost caught. Jimerson had it broken up, and the Niners take over. There we go, 3rd down and 5. You hold them to a field goal, still a 2-score game. You're likely looking at maybe an onside kick needed, though, as there's Kaepernick in the eye. He's got 2 receivers to his right. They are taking their time. They're running down this clock, going to get it down to 2 seconds on the play clock, and they will then hand it off. Hunter, he's got the 1st down. Well, now you're at the spot where you're using timeouts, and really is going to come down to what an onside kick will be if you hold them to a field goal and you score a touchdown. But even then, it's looking unlikely that this is going to result in that, as Kendall Hunter right through the gap, and he got a 1st down. 1 extra yard, you get a touchdown out of it, which would also wrap things up, and there it is, touchdown for the Niners, and that's gonna do it. Lou Hunt, another iffy game. He just turns it over a lot in the playoffs. D'Angelo Williams just wasn't able to carry the football as much as we would have liked. Greg Olsen had a nice game. Jimerson, Steve Smith, not a single grab, so a little rough there. But defense, not as good of a game, but I can't even really fault them too much. They just kept fumbling the football, so that's just... You can't win if you fumble the football as much as we did. We are in such a weird dilemma with this team, because what do we even do going forward? Cam Newton can't stay healthy, and we have a quarterback now that has led us to 2 playoff appearances and has a playoff victory in back-to-back years. Now, he hasn't played amazingly in them, but what do you even do in this situation? like when Cam played, he was pretty decent. The issue was he only played like 3 games. So I don't even know. I mean, Josh Capellini, 9 touchdowns, 4 picks. Not bad for a 61 overall undrafted guy. D'Angelo Williams, I mean, he knows how to play in the playoffs, not so much the regular season. Roderick Clayton was the better back this season, and he had 230 carries and 1 touchdown. This is not Kyle Shanahan's rushing offense, so we'll need to change some things up. Also, what are we doing given Steve Smith? Steve Smith is not Deebo Samuel, especially at 34 years old. I don't know. I think he's trying, but it's just not working. Jimerson, though, breakout year for him. How about 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns? Greg Olsen, 800 yards, 10 touchdowns. Steve Smith, 800 yards, 9 touchdowns. So the passing game is looking great, and we have a trio of weapons. It's just, we just don't have any continuity at the quarterback position, as Brandon Graham does get 10 sacks despite being a little banged up. Eric Norwood, he got 7. We signed Eric Norwood off the street, and he got us 7 sacks. Pretty nice. McLean, Kyle Vanden Bosch, not as good of a year as he previously had, but still happy to have him. Ryan Clark, despite being like a rotational safety, had 3 picks. Interesting. Coulson, 36 tackles, 2 picks. Pro Bowlers, it is looking like we will have no Jimerson in the Pro Bowl. Are we serious, man? He was 7th in yards, and we're letting Brandon Lloyd get in there too. Oh my goodness. So Greg Olsen at least made it as a tight end for us. Jordan Gross made it. That's 2 on offense. Defensively, we're looking at probably just John Beeson. Imagine not even John Beeson made it. AJ Hawk and Patrick Willis. I mean, Patrick Willis fair. Secondary. Man, hello, Matt Bryant made it. It's cool. It's rough. Okay, we got some things to figure out this offseason. We'll see if Aaron Rodgers has like a dynasty on his hands. No, he does not. He's getting destroyed. Look at the Chiefs. Oh my goodness, the Chiefs got to be good in this game too. I thought we'd be away from this. You go to the NFL retirements and not again. It's Joe Hayden. Why is it a good player? It's been DeMarcus Ware, Cam Hayward, and Joe Hayden back-to-back-to-back years, career-ending injuries. It's only been one player, and I'm sure there is instances where like a player will get a career-ending injury, but it's always, you know, not like superstars or like Pro Bowl, all pro level players, but it's just been star after star getting knocked out. Re-signing players, so Terrell McLean has developed pretty nicely. We only have $5 million to our name. Now, we will be able to make some moves though. There are moves we can make. Actually, let's go and check not only that, but the development of our players. It's also pretty cool to look at. Cam Newton, he went down. So Cam's down to a 96. He's still among the best quarterbacks in the league, but Lou Hunt went up to an 84. D'Angelo Williams, it's probably time to move on. And we will be, yeah, I got to hold on to him for another year, it looks like. That's rough. I didn't even give him that contract. That was just the contract he came with. So we're going to have to deal with him for another year. Jimerson, man, 97 overall. Steve Smith's still an 88. Brandon is an 80, so, I mean, we'll see what the contract's looking like for him, but he'd be nice to keep around. Greg Olsen at a 90. Gross. He's 14 million. I gotta cut him. Even if I just go and re-sign him again, 14 million, that's just too much for an 85 overall. Luce, he went up 1. Is still a starting caliber guard for us. Khalil, still a starter. Craig Urbick, that season-ending injury wrecked him. That's unfortunate. Like, that's really unfortunate because we signed him, a potential 79 overall guard, to potentially, you know, develop some of those skills that he has, and then he just got hurt, and now he's all the way down. Or maybe we don't need to bring back Jordan Gross, because how about Jawan Noel getting to an 85 overall, and we might have just cleared up a smooth $10+ million, and I have to go and sign another tackle. I hate that they make me do that, but I think we don't need to sign another tackle. We got Noel there. So Brandon Graham, 81 overall. He's still sticking around as a nice player. Charles Johnson, he is at a 95. Kyle Vanden Bosch, if I could bring him back on a cheap deal, not his contract expired, I wouldn't mind that. Terrell McLean and Jamal Welch, but these are the guys here. I don't even need to bring back McLean that badly because Welch is going to be the guy. Outside linebacker, Thomas Davis, the contract is it's cuttable now, so I'll do that. Middle linebacker Beeson, Vilma's expiring. Anderson, 81 overall, is 5 million with a 3 million penalty. Guess I'll keep him. And oh boy, these guys just it's like crazy. Are we serious? Tim Jennings, Chris Campbell was so good a couple of years ago. Look at my expensive secondaries falling apart. 12 million penalty. I'm cutting Chris Campbell. Oh my goodness. It's a $12 million savings with a $1 million hit. That's fine. Oh my goodness, I messed up giving these guys these contracts, but I mean, they're still capable. I just need a number 1 corner. Ryan Clark, 2 million, yeah, fine. All right, we got a lot of money. We really do have a lot of money. This was one of the undrafted guys who ended up actually being pretty nice, Zach Johnson. He is actually worth keeping. Yeah, I'll keep him. Look at that. We got $44 million, so we don't even really need to stress out too much. We can keep Zach Johnson too. I think at worst he's a really strong backup lineman for a long time, and at best he could probably be a starter. Then Kyle Van Den Bosch, we will. Oh yeah, I'll take that. 2 years on like a less than $1 million. I mean that's good for a backup. Jonathan Vilma, 1.5. I'll give it to him. It's a small 1-year deal. And then we have Demetrius Brandon. He wants about 5 a year. I'd rather do like a 2-year deal. There we go. 2 years, see what he develops into, and if he's worthy of a long-term extension, we'll give it to him. Then we got Terrell McLean. $6 million a year is what he's asking. I can give that to him. And we got him. Okay, we have plenty of money to play with too. So here we are in free agency. We got a big name in Justin Tuck. We got Asante Samuel. I'm not doing this again, man. Quarterbacks. Okay, we got some options here. We're not attacking quarterback, but some teams could be. Running back, not really anything I'm interested in. I mean, Darren Sproles is pretty cool, but 75 overall, nothing crazy there. Devin Hester? Maybe Devin Hester? I feel like I've already tried like some luxury signings, but you know, Devin Hester's too fun to pass up. Chicago wants Devin Hester back. I'll take Devin Hester. And also, you do need to acknowledge we need to put aside like 10 million potentially for our draft class because we've had that issue a little bit. And also some of the players that we did sign to rookie contracts are going to be expiring eventually, and we will have to pay them, especially some of the guys in like day 3 who we signed to like 4-year deals. They're going to be up pretty soon. So I'm pretty happy just settling for Devin Hester and having a fun return man out there. And we will have him for a little under $3 million. And I am pretty good. Individual workouts. I need to just spend them all on corner, I think. I just need to find a good corner. It's just 88 speed with injury concerns. I don't even think that's worth going. But yeah, these 4 corners, we're going to hope one of them's really good. And then the best of like the rest of the players that we're looking at. Speed, excel, agility, release, speed, excel, agility. Okay. All these guys are pretty good in all those areas. And the 90 speed linebackers, he got something for us. Can't cover, doesn't have, how bad is it? That's pretty rough. Okay. And then running back, let's see. Any of these guys are worth 7 speed. Boy. Speed excellage. Oh boy, okay, man. He might be special. I have to take a peek just in case. Bush, how good is he? Oh, he's at 85 overall. He is crazy. Man, that would be an awesome pickup. I don't know if we're going to be in position to draft him, though. He looks like he's going to be going high. And then at cornerback, any of these guys worth? B76 is doable. I can accept that. I can't accept these. Bush at running back is right at the 10 mark. So if he makes it to 7, if he makes it to 7, I'll try to trade up for. He is at 7. Oh, at 8. What we got? 8-4. I skipped to 7. All right, I guess we're at pick 8, and he's still here. Okay, so pick 8. is going to be quite a long trade up. And we're trading with the Seahawks. They lost Marshawn Lynch. Who do they even have at running back? Luke Russ. Okay, they actually did a good job placing. All right. Yeah, I have to wait even longer. Am I going to have to give up my first next year? Can I give up my second next year? I do that. My goodness, it's 12 picks, man. Come on. You can't be this stingy. You can't be this ridiculous. Okay, they're just being absurd. They're just being difficult for the sake of being difficult. Like, how is that not enough? I have to go all in to make it happen. A first next year is not enough to make it work. Second, this is unbelievable. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Like, who do you want? Who do you want? Absolutely no way. Do you want Terrell McClain? Dude, they don't even want Terrell McClain. He's an 87-8 potential on a long-term deal. Cheap and young. At that point, I don't even think you want... They just don't want to trade this. Like, that is unbelievable. At this point, I feel like I could throw Cam Newton on there and they're not going to accept the trade. Like, what the heck, man? They don't even want Cam Newton in 2 first. Oh my God. Well, they have Brady still, but still, it's Cam Newton. He's better than Brady. Oh my. Okay, man. Okay. Okay. What if I put Jimerson? They don't. Okay, it's just not happening, guys. It's not happening. That is unbelievable. And they took him. Oh my goodness, man. All right. Well, that was a big waste of time. Brand is still here at cornerback, so I'll take him. Okay, we got a trade here, guys. How about this? We got a third and our second and James Anderson for the Bears' first round pick. So a 2 and a 3 and a player for the Bears, who, I mean, they're a pretty okay team. Like, they are not like a bottom barrel team. So this isn't a situation where we should be getting like some crazy pick, but having 2 mid to late first round picks should help us out for next year. So, pretty small draft class for us. And we know that Brand is a decent player. He's got B potential, so we'll happily throw a long contract on him. He's not asking for a lot, so or a 7-year deal on him. We get to start a new regular season, and to start the year, we are missing our left guard Bryce Loose, but at least Cam Newton is healthy for now. We hired new trainers in the offseason. We should be better, right? We should be healthier. We should be not like just falling apart. So the depth chart, we have Benjamin Barrett here, who is an 83 overall quarterback who's just sitting in free agency. No one even signed him by the time the regular season came, so I snatched him up as a emergency third string quarterback because this team needs it. I think I'm ready to start Broderick Clayton and just bet on the upside. I mean, he's 31-year-old running back. You already know how it is when running backs hit 30 years old. So let's go and try and bet on a young guy to break out. Receiving core looks a little bit nicer. Jimerson 97, Brandon, what a surprise he was. And we got Devin Hester down there just for a little bit of fun. Greg Olsen is doing awesome. At left tackle, Jawan Noel, he did take a pretty nice overall dip because I moved him to left tackle, but he's still got the B potential and still should be nice. Luce is hurt, but we do have some flexibility on the offensive line because of Craig Urbick, who is going to be kind of like our backup interior offensive lineman to, deal with any sort of injuries, because Jamarcus Webb is not starting. Zach Johnson is, who I think Zach Johnson was like one of those undrafted dudes who just ended up actually becoming pretty decent. So it's nice that like this game does actually have like legit undrafted players that become competent. In Madden that doesn't really happen. Everyone just kind of becomes like a 67 normal dev player, and if you have normal dev, you're basically just useless. So we have Kyle Vanden Bosch back for another year. Vanden Bosch is going to be having a lot less playing time. I am tempted to start Jamal. I want to start Welch, man. He's just so cool. He's just he got a touchdown in the playoffs, man. He He has earned a place in my heart in this franchise. So we did bring back Thomas Davis, who was sitting in free agency. We got him on like a minimum contract. So, I mean, we don't have to pay him $4 million anymore. And then at right side of linebacker, we do have Jonte Walker as a new starter for us, and Thomas Davis being the backup there. At corner, Camden Webb. Yeah, you want to talk about one of these random undrafted dudes becoming good? Now, like, he was undrafted probably because he has 86 speed, but hey, man, like, he's a 79 overall action. I didn't check his development. I don't know if he's C, B, or A. So I got intro role as a backup safety, but he's B. So we'll start him. DRC, I mean, he's got A potential, but he's been just getting worse and worse. So I had no real need to play him. But he's still a 96 overall, and we're just going to go through the season and hope that we will actually have our starting quarterback throughout the whole year, hopefully. And our Carolina Panthers have ended the season. Once again, they won the division, but they are just 9-7. And we go to see Broderick Clayton was out for season. Okay. I don't see Cam Newton on the injury report. I was going through. We were 6-2 at one point, so I'm kind of curious. Did Cam Newton miss any time? Like, I just need to know. Did we get a full season of Cam? No, but we did get almost a full season of Cam. So Benjamin Barrett even had to come in. Okay, so we got like 4 games Cam missed, maybe around about 4 games. So still a work in progress, but hey, Cam's here, he's healthy, and we are in the playoffs, so that's at least something to be positive about, though 9-7 doesn't give me a whole lot of hope. Last year, this Panthers team let a game against the Niners slip away, but with 7 minutes to go, just under that, we are not letting a game slip away. How about 27-0? And Cam Newton, so much has happened, but he still has yet to win a playoff game in this video. Add on, trying to get to past 30 points as Cam Newton looking to put on a great playoff performance. There's Jimerson with the grab, and he's got 7 yards. 2nd and 3, D'Angelo Williams, still the running back since Clayton had a season-ending injury, so we'll be rocking more D'Angelo Williams. He does play well in the playoffs, not so much the regular season. Cam Newton gonna run it, and Cam sliding down, and maybe that's what we have to do, just make him protect himself. Another new set of downs, 5 minutes to play in field goal range, but it's just gonna be another handoff to D'Angelo Williams, and Williams has 159 yards. Man, what is it with D'Angelo Williams in the playoffs? Now under center, little bunch formation to the left as Cam will go back to D'Angelo Williams. There he goes, another big run, and D'Angelo Williams in the red zone. 17-yard line, 4 minutes to play, and Brandon Jacobs is in at fullback. He's going to motion out to tight end. And now with 2 tight ends next to one another, it's going to be a run the other way. Weak side handoff. D'Angelo Williams has 1. One thing I haven't noticed here as the clock is ticking down 3.5 minutes, Greg Olsen is not in the game, so might be injured. Hopefully it's just a game ender and they're just kind of resting him, but Jimerson for a gain of 5. Now 3rd down and 5, 3:21 to play. Williams in the backfield. They are going to go back to Williams, who gets stopped in the backfield. Field goal try out to make it a 30-0 game. Kick is through the uprights, and the Panthers are up 30-0. A shutout victory, about 37-0. And this is more what we want to see. Cam Newton, okay game, but D'Angelo Williams, I really don't know what it is about this dude in the playoffs, but he just becomes some sort of monster. Well, I don't know also what it is. Steve Smith just likes to go ghost. Like, what in the world? He just, like the last 2 playoff games, he hasn't even had a catch. So we're going to be moving on to the next round. We got the tight game here. 24-20, 3rd down and 6. The 13-3 Giants looking for another Super Bowl appearance. Eli drops to throw it, and he's going to go over the middle. That's Kirby, and he's going to get stopped shy of the 1st down. Giants will have to punt. Here comes Cam Newton. He led him to the first playoff victory of his career, and now has another chance to take them to the conference championship. They made it to the divisional round last 2 years. Can they make it? Finally past it as Cam's throwing it deep. It's almost intercepted. Now a 2nd down and 10, 2 tight ends. Greg Olsen, thankfully not injured, and he's back for this game. And now D'Angelo Williams in the backfield. They will not hand it to him. They're going to go to the air. Cam throwing. That's Steve Smith with the grab. And there's Steve Smith finally. 3 catches on the day. Going to be Greg Olsen in line as they hand off. And there's Noel Devine. And Noel Devine has a double-digit yard run. 12 yards for his first carry. Their 5-yard run from Williams. Cam's back up under center. They got 3 wide as Jimerson's in the slot. They're going to throw it. And that's going to be to Brandon. New set of downs. 1st and 10. Couple yards away potentially from field goal range as they will toss it out. There goes D'Angelo Williams, and he can't make a man miss in the open field. Just a 1-yard gain, and now with 2 tight ends in the formation, single back. Cam. It's been a lot of under center, and that's going to be a false start. Another 2 tight end formation. This time they're both on the right. Cam to throw. He's got a clean pocket outside. That's Jimerson, and he's going to get a lot of those yards, and we'll get it to a 3rd and 3. Huge 3rd down. You're right on the bubble of field goal range. It'd be 54 from here, but you'd love to get the 1st down, and you'd really love to go and get the touchdown, not need to rely on your defense as Williams has the 1st down, and they can keep on marching for a potential touchdown drive. You seen on that last 1st down, it was a big block by Brandon Jacobs facing off against his former team, and now at the 32-yard line, just so close to getting that lead. There goes D'Angelo Williams, and that's a 1st down run. Gain of 11. Injury. That's a giant down. And the Panthers 21 yards away. And this time now in the shotgun as they're going to have Cam looking, throwing, and Cam will have a lot of time outside. That's going to be on the sidelines for Jimerson. And they say no, he did not get his feet in bounds. So you have to go and try it again. 2nd down and 10, just toe taps away from being inside the 5. Instead, Newton, he's going to go to draw, and Devine breaks 1, not 2. And that's going to set up 3rd and long. They've gone on a long drive, and now it is potentially hitting their biggest roadblock to this point. 3rd and 10. Newton, high snap. He's going to go underneath. Jimerson immediately gets wrapped up. It's 4th and 6, and a decision to be made. They will send out the field goal unit to try to cut it to a 1-point game and trust the defense with 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Kick is going to be through the uprights, and it's a 1-point 23-24 game. After a return to the 19-yard line, Eli takes over, and the plan is very simple. Hold on to the football, grind out a couple of 1st downs, and end this game. Eli hands it to Brand, and he breaks a tackle, make it 2, and that is going to be a 1st down. He's up to 147. Good thing we got him down when we did, since we have to run another play before the 2-minute warning. It's going to be the last one before, though. Brand is going to get another good run, and it's 8 yards, 3 timeouts, 2nd and 2, and a 2-minute warning is hit. It's a rough situation to be in, because you're not likely to stop them 2 straight times on that little amount of yards needed. Maybe you give them the 1st down here. Eli draw, and Brand gets the 1st down, so maybe better than a 3rd and 1 situation. You just got to stop them now. This is your last chance. You can't allow another 1st down. So this is basically your last chance, Carolina. You can't allow another 1st down. You have to get a stop. You have to buckle down here. Brand on the handoff, and another just good carving the defense up type of run. 9 yards. The Giants just need 1 yard, and they have 2 tries to get it. And the Panthers defense has showed 0 resistance. Handoff, and that's gonna do it. The Giants go unstopped on the ground. So just a 1-point loss, and you really have to go back to the decision that was made to not go for it on 4th down, to kick the field goal. Cam, lackluster performance. D'Angelo Williams again turned into a monster. Jimerson did have a touchdown grab, and rest of the defense, I just couldn't stop the run. Only 1 tackle for loss all game. No sacks, no turnovers forced. So that one, a little bit more on the defense. Been 3 straight years where you go to the playoffs, you win your division, but you get past the 1st round, just not the 2nd, and you're not able to make that Final 4, make that top of the echelon of the NFC. Cam Newton finally played a majority season for this team, and it was still pretty good. It's just, you just can't stay fully healthy. Broderick Clayton was okay relative to what we've seen at running back. Noel Devine was actually pretty solid. Angelo Williams, like, I really don't understand this dude. He is so bad in the regular season, but he just becomes a beast in the playoffs. Jimerson, another 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Greg Olsen, another great season. Steve Smith, solid year. Don't know if he'll retire. hoping we get one more year out of him. And obviously, we're not getting any running back in there. Jimerson, this is so disrespectful. Why can't he make the Pro Bowl? Greg Olsen makes it. We do not have any other line. Oh, okay. We got Zach Johnson in. Okay. Didn't expect that. Okay, that's pretty cool. We got a new star getting in there. And elsewhere, we will have no linebackers, no D-line, no secondary. And Devin Hester will get in as a return man. No surprise there. Giants Steelers, that was the first Super Bowl that we had. Eli is about to get a third ring? No way, right? Why Eli's getting a third ring? Oh my, Eli has 3 rings. What is going on? Oh boy. He's definitely a Hall of Famer now. So I do want to take a quick peek because remember, we do have another first round pick. We have the Bears pick. And the Bears pick is 6. Okay, they fell off. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got the 6th pick. On top of that, we do have our own pick, which is 26. We have some real ammo here. Please, Steve Smith, one more year. Come on, one more year. Oh man. Okay, yeah, we lost Steve Smith. Unfortunate. Would have liked one more year from Steve Smith. Anyone get a career-ending injury? No. Okay, no career-ending injuries this time. Greg Olsen. We gotta keep Greg Olsen. So we have, oh, what would that be? Like 34 million. Greg Olsen to resign. Dominic Roberts ended up being 81 overall. Webb an 81. All right. So some players to resign. So Cam's still 80, or Cam's still 96, Hunt down to an 82. D'Angelo Williams needs to go. That's a 4 million penalty, but he's at near 11 on the cap. Noel Devine, I mean, it's about that time to get rid of him. Maybe bring him back on a cheaper deal. You can't be having him. Devin Hester, he went down. We'll cut him. We're just going to free up a bunch of money that we can try. We're going to try to keep Greg Olsen, obviously, but offensive line is super cheap now because we're only paying like 2 players on our line. Brandon Graham did go down like 2. Charles Johnson, I mean, he's worth the money. Welch doing great for the money. Beeson, worth the money. Everybody else kind of expiring. DRC needs to go. $8 million penalty. Tim Jennings is awful now. $8 million penalty. They only have 2 years left on their deal. Man, oh my goodness, never make me a DM of that. That's just, Godfrey is going down to $4 million penalty. I'm cutting Tim Jennings. I just need him gone. DRC's at least rosterable. 71 overall though is just bad. Craig Urbick is just going down and down. It's gonna get rid of Urbick. We just need to eat some of the dead money and just deal with it. But let's move on to free agency where we have money to spend and I'm willing to, you know, pay some fair money for some players. Kyle Rudolph, not really what I'm looking for. There's not a lot. Okay. Maybe trade market would be the best place to look. We got Donford Hill at running back. Not really interested. Antonio Holmes for would be 6 mil. Maybe. Got 10 seconds on Walker. This looking like the only guy I'm gonna really bring in. He's just somebody who's already on our team, so basically gonna retain him. And we are good. Then we have the individual workout. So this will kind of determine if we use the 6th pick or we trade the 6th pick. Or maybe trade up if there's like a #1 overall player. So I'm just gonna go for all the running backs. Well, we'll just go for the first round guys. And maybe go with Devontae Kelly and one is an 8. Huh. Don't know anything else about it. Okay, 99 release. Okay, I gotta take a peek. Ooh. All right, those would be the 5. We're just trying to make this offense better. And I will look at the receivers. So 84 overall with B potential. Great. Running backs. 85 with A. He's even better than the other guy. Oh my god, the other guy was what, 85B? This dude's 85A. Okay, we gotta get him. Antoine O'Neal, this is the guy. We gotta get him. We have the 6th pick. We can do it. O'Neal is top 5. I have to go for the number 1 pick. I have to try. I have to try. Oh boy, we're doing this again. Is it like just not possible to trade in this game? Like, is trading up in the draft just not like if I threw them Cam Newton? Okay, yeah, it's just how? Like, would I have to give him 3 firsts? Okay. It's not possible, man. Well, okay, man. What is... This doesn't make sense. We got the trade. Okay. They offer me a trade that was... All right. Antoine O'Neill, welcome to the team. We're looking through the trade block. There's only one team that even has a high overall pass catcher. And, I don't think I should do that. But that's the only team that put a high overall pass catcher on the trade block, and don't think that would be appropriate. I mean, these guys look pretty decent too. I don't know anything else about them. Release. Oh, hold on. Okay, you know what? Let's take them. Let's just stop. Let's just go ahead and take a player. Draft is over, and I can already tell this running back's probably going to command a fortune. Let's see. That's expensive. 9 mil a year, but he's worth 9 mil a year, but he's worth. So we'll do that happily. Yeah, man, I've been trying to trade for a receiver. If you want to know why we are not going to be capable of having a good receiver, maybe because a 30-year-old, 80 overall Pierre Garçon, even you can't get him for a first, a second, and a third. Literally no team wants to trade a receiver. And yet again, there was nothing for Cam Newton. Like, they really just don't consider Cam Newton a franchise quarterback. That's how like much he doesn't play. I'm surprised he isn't injury prone, but we got a superstar running back, Antoine O'Neill, to potentially be what pushes this team into, you know, that next level, hopefully. I mean, we've been running the football a lot in these playoff games. We've been doing it with like a washed up D'Angelo Williams. I think with a generational running back on our side, this could be what gets us over the hump. As we also have another really interesting thing here. Cameron Spencer, one of those random players. Hey, he ends up becoming really good, and he's a starter. Now, that means a guy who just made the Pro Bowl last year in Zach Johnson not gonna play, but it is what it is, you know. We take the 84 overall, like a potential rookie instead. But Zach Johnson, disappointing, but you know, he doesn't hold much value since he's just an 80 overall player. So I mean, even if I wanted to trade him for something, it's not gonna work. We also had another 80 overall player there. If you've seen it, he was just sitting in free agency. He was an undrafted rookie, Aaron Riley. So I mean, there's some really good undrafted free agents in this game. Speaking of Camden Webb, we got Ramon Bland. And speaking of, we got Camden Webb, Ramon Brand, DRC still sticking around. And then at free safety, Dominique Roberts is going to start. Okay, yeah, I think that's actually a move. And then Colston, and then at return man, we'll be having our running back Clayton in there. So team, it's time for them to do something. It's time for them to make that next step. So at the end of this season, the Panthers go 11-5, a pretty nice record, especially since the NFC was not like super strong. It was a lot of whatever, like 8-8, 7-9, 9-7, just, you know, it's really the Giants and the Packers at 13-3, but the Panthers right there at 11-5. So they will be taking on an 8-8 Saints team, which bodes pretty well. A home playoff game against an 8-8 team. Not to mention, we've had a healthy Cam Newton, and injuries have not destroyed us this season. We've had a couple of players miss games left and right, but it has not been as bad on the injury side of things. You know, we're simming on through this wild card game, and we don't even really need to jump in. How about 38-10? As you know, we've been showing a lot of gameplay whenever we get the chance, but we didn't need to do that for this one because a 38-10 demolishing of an 8-8 team in the playoffs, and Cam Newton plays a really efficient game, almost 70%, 4 touchdowns through the air. O'Neal goes for a 123. Cam, also a rushing touchdown because he went 66 yards on the ground, so a 5 touchdown day for Cam. Jimerson with 120 and 2 touchdowns, so just an all-around spectacular performance from this offense. We jump in, 6 minutes to play in this game. Aaron Rodgers down by 5. The Panthers on the brink of finally making that conference championship appearance, and they gotta stop James Starks in the backfield. It was James Starks who wouldn't be denied when it came to running out the clock for the Packers the last time these two were in the playoffs. Now the Panthers stopping him for a loss of 3 here with the lead. Rodgers gonna hand off back to Starks. This time he's got a lane, and Starks is gonna get a good gain. It's 3rd down and 2. The Packers now looking to potentially get a first down on the ground once more against this Panthers defense, as Rodgers will do just that. Handoff, but this one is blown up in the backfield, and the Panthers get off the field. 4th down. Panthers will take the field at their own 28-yard line. A field goal keeps it a 1-score game, but the Panthers have the football, and they have an opportunity to run out the clock as Newton hands it. O'Neal, and there goes the big generational running back for a first down, and the Panthers run themselves to a conference championship appearance. Newton under center. He's going to look, turn to handoff to O'Neal, and O'Neal's going to have 6 yards. 3.5 to go. 2nd down and 4, midfield. 2 tight ends set, and you already know what they're going to do. They're going to go to the ground because this has been what's been working for them in the playoffs. O'Neal is going to get it 1 yard shy. 3rd down and inches. 3rd and inches, and you already know what Cam Newton in the backfield with O'Neal, Brandon Jacobs, about as powerful of a trio as you'll ever see in a running back backfield, as they have it under center, running the clock down. This could be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Jacobs in motion. Newton hands it. O'Neal, he's close. And are they gonna have to measure this one? It's very close, as this is basically a game-changing measurement. He's got the first down. 2-minute warning has hit. 1st and 10, and the Panthers maybe just 2 first downs away from ending this one and punching their ticket to the conference championship. Newton will hand it. O'Neal again. He's fighting. He's tough to bring down, and he's got 5. Timeout used. 2nd down and 6, and once again a heavy package. Tight ends, fullbacks galore. Newton with Jacobs in motion. They're gonna hand it. O'Neal again, and O'Neal gets stopped in a short gain. It's 3rd and 4. Here we are, 3rd down and 4, and a massive play here. Game on the line for the Packers. And are the Panthers going to go on the ground again? Newton makes an adjustment. They will hand it. O'Neal, he's got the first down, it looks like. And they're going to measure it just to be sure. But the Carolina Panthers could be going to a conference championship. And they will be going to the NFC Championship. The Panthers got the ball back with 4 minutes to play, and the Packers never seen it again. How about a struggle of a game from Aaron Rodgers, as Cam Newton has 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and O'Neal grinded out 94 yards on the ground, and Ty Michael Jimerson almost 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaged 30 yards a grab, and a spectacular day as the offense is looking as special as we knew that they can look this good, and Cam Newton finally healthy. Despite the Rams' record not being anything special, they're here for a reason. They are only down by 3. The Panthers holding on to a 28-25 lead as Cam Newton has the football, and he will throw it. Newton, he's going to tuck and run it, but he's going to run into a defender, and it's a sack. Chris Long. It's going to be 3rd down and 11, and the Panthers looking like they could just be running the football here. Tight end in motion as Newton will hand it off to O'Neal, and there goes O'Neal. He's got the first down, and that is massive. He's at 152 on the ground. So a big first down to move the chains, keep the clock running, and put yourself in position to maybe extend this lead. Newton has O'Neal in motion, and Newton's going to keep it. Design keeper, and he's got just nothing, making it back to the line of scrimmage. Now back in a more traditional look, 2 tight ends under center, and O'Neal standing back there. Is he going to get the football once more? Yes, he will, but he's stopped in the backfield, and the Rams have forced 3rd and long. Last time on 3rd and 11, a handoff to O'Neal shocked the Rams defense, and it worked. I don't know if you can get away with that again. Eventually, you maybe have to throw the football, but they're going to go on the ground again, and O'Neal is going to fight ahead, not quite get there. 4th and 3, and the Rams take over. Sam Bradford trying to take the Rams to from 8-8 to a Super Bowl with Steven Jackson in the backfield. They're going to go and hand it to Jackson. And Jackson, nice lane opens up, and Steven Jackson has 15 yards, and he's over 100 on the day as well. So two powerful big running backs going head-to-head. Under 5 to play, field goal will be enough for the tie, but a touchdown could win this game. Two tight ends, a lot of heavy packages for both these teams, but when you got a running back like each of these teams do have, you'll be comfortable running two tight ends out there. Feels like whoever can stop the run can win this game. The Rams have been able to stop it on that last possession, and they're running it well here. Jackson gets stopped in the backfield. Now it's the Panthers' turn. Loss of 1. It's the undrafted rookie linebacker getting the stop. 3rd and 7. Huge 3rd and 7, and somebody's got to throw. I know it's raining. I know the conditions are making it hard to throw the football, but somebody's got to throw the football, and it's going to be Bradford. He's throwing underneath. That's stopped short. Snow is tackled. 4 yards to go on 4th down. A tough decision, but the Rams are going to punt it and try to stop the run again. They got the football back last time, but it wasn't before the Rams were allowing a couple of first downs. They can't really afford to do that again if they plan to get this football back. The kick is caught. Clayton is stopped, not much on the return, and it will be 1st down and 10. The Panthers, are they going to ride O'Neal all the way to a Super Bowl appearance? As you can tell, with just one receiver out there, you know what they're going for. As Newton will turn and hand it to O'Neal, breaks a tackle, and he turns maybe a 1-yard gain into a 6-yard gain. Very likely the last play before the 2-minute warning, as they will run this clock down, and the Rams, can they get the stop here? Handoff, O'Neal. He's going to be hard to bring down, but he gets 2 yards, 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the Rams can get the football back. It's the play of the day for the Rams. It's not over if the Panthers get a first down, but the odds definitely swing in Carolina's favor, and I feel like you know what they're going to do here. They've carried it for O'Neal so many yards, and he's got a big run here. He's got the first down, and a gain of 19. Now a first down will end it for sure, and O'Neal, I mean, he's not been easy to stop. And I mean, if you're the Panthers, why even throw the ball? You've not needed to throw it a single time. You've gone to O'Neal time after time, and he's going to get a short one, 2 yards, timeout number 2. This doesn't feel like I'm watching the Panthers. This feels like I'm watching Jalen Hurts turn and hand this football off to Saquon Barkley, because it's been a one-man show, and one running back carrying his team, one carry after another, spinning away, and he's down to 3 yards to go. 0 timeouts left for the Rams. About one more time. You need one more, O'Neal. 3 more yards on 1 carry to send the Panthers to the Super Bowl. O'Neal, he's got the first down, and that's gonna do it. I mean, that is ridiculous. I don't think they threw the ball a single time in the 4th quarter, and I can understand wanting to play a little safer because of the rain. Cam Newton still threw 3 touchdowns. Like, don't act like Cam didn't come out here, play a nice game. But how about 30 carries, 200 yards and a touchdown? I mean, you rode this dude all the way to a victory. He single-handedly put the thing away in the 4th quarter, and now the Panthers are in the Super Bowl. We're here, and the Ravens have the football in scoring position. First down caught. That's Torrey Smith. It's crazy how in line things are with real life. In real life, Super Bowl 50 was the Panthers Broncos. In this game, Super Bowl 50, Panthers Ravens. Flacco, draw to Rice. He's getting stopped in the backfield, and a loss of 2, John Beeson. It's been 2 very different paths that the real life Panthers took and the in-game Panthers took, but still in the Super Bowl nonetheless. And can we do what the real life Panthers could not? Flacco to the air. 2nd down and 12, over the middle, that's swatted away. John Beeson. Is he John Beeson, or is he Luke Kuechly? You know, I was about to say, like, we made it here the same amount of time without a Luke Kuechly, a defensive player of the year type of player, but John Beeson playing amazing throughout his entire time here. And now 3rd and 12, trying to hold this team, as that's going to be stopped. John Beeson, 3 straight plays, makes the play. 4th down and 6, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal. So here is Justin Tucker's field goal try with under 6 minutes to play to make it a 1-point game in the Panthers' favor still. Tucker, kick, is going to be through the uprights. 31-30 is your score. So here comes Cam Newton in the offense, and we knew how things ended against the Rams and how things have gone with O'Neal just running through defenses. Will it be more of the same here in this fourth quarter with under 6 minutes to play? And to no surprise, they give it to O'Neal, who's got it in, and there goes O'Neal for a gain of 17. And here's Cam all alone, and he's going to go to fake, and Cam tries to keep it, and he's losing a yard. Terrell Suggs got in there. 4:45 to play, and you're backed up second down and 11. Eventually, you got to go to the air, put the ball in Cam's hands, and let him throw it, but you might be running it here. No, they're actually going to drop back and throw it. Cam's going to have to run, though, and he sprints away. Cam Newton, first down, and what a job from Cam to escape the rush. For as great of a player as O'Neal is, he completely whiffed on that block, but I think it's going to be okay. Cam bails him out, and now we can run the football a little bit more with 4 minutes to play. Stone in motion, and it's going to be a throw. They're going to surprise and throw it outside. Elson, does he have it? It's going to be ruled a catch. Greg Olsen, what a play. Under 4 to go, and Greg Olsen sets the Panthers up in field goal range. As now with Stone in motion again, this team has been loving 2 tight ends. Going to O'Neal. He's going to get broken, a tackle, but he's not going to get any further than that. Loss of 2. And Cam with the throw. He's going to get a block, and Brandon's got it. And there goes Brandon for a gain of 10. It's 3rd down and 1, and we are closing in on that 2-minute warning. This team just incredible at holding the ball, possessing the football. And on 3rd and 1, I think you know where the ball's going, and it's an obvious handoff. O'Neal, he still got it in the red zone, and we're going to the 2-minute warning with the Panthers at the 19. There are not many players you can find where you know where the ball's going, who it's going to, and you still just can't stop it. 1st and 10, loading up the formation. Handoff to O'Neal. He's going to get a couple more. 3 yards and a timeout from the Ravens. 2nd down and 7. You're at the point where a 1st down could very likely end this game. The Ravens could just never get the football back as O'Neal, he's going to get upended, and that's just a gain of 1. 3rd and 6. Terrell Suggs making the stop. He's trying not to see a repeat of how the Panthers have been able to win these games. 3rd and 6. What do you go with, Cam or O'Neal? It's going to be Cam to the air. He's going to go outside. Caught Brown. It's stopped short, and the Panthers are going to have to settle for 3. Panthers still did their job pretty well to bleed the clock, bleed the Ravens of their timeouts, and set up for a potential field goal to make it a touchdown game. Kick on the way is going to be through the uprights, and the Panthers now are up by 4. So you got 1:44 to play. Joe Flacco, can he be a Super Bowl hero, or can this defense lock up a Super Bowl victory? Flacco spread in the field. He's got a quick pass, strong underneath. That's going to be caught. Gain of 9, and with 1:37 to go and no timeouts, you got to hurry up. Maybe if you had a field goal in your pocket to maybe get a win, you can do that, but a touchdown is what's needed, and the ball's caught. Ray Rice deep. Flacco sprinting back to the line. He's got to run a long way, but he's got time now, and he's getting into the shotgun. 22-yard line, minute 15 to go. Flacco, defense, what do you got for us? He's going to go underneath to McGee, and it's stopped for just a 3-yard gain. But that dagger over the middle could be costly for the Panthers defense as they're hurrying back to the line. 60 seconds to play, 19-yard line. Flacco to throw, and he's got a clean pocket, but eventually pressure gets in. Charles Johnson gets the sack, and the long-time Panther is looking to get a Super Bowl ring. Under 50 seconds to play, 3rd and 15, and 2 men in the backfield. Flacco, everyone's tired. They're having to run a mile just to get back to the line. It's intercepted. John Beeson puts an end to it, and he's going to go down, and the Super Bowl is going to go to Carolina.
It's over. The ultimate NFL victory is all theirs. They are Super Bowl champions. What an incredible effort to cap an incredible season. All year long, they believed in themselves, and each victory not only defied doubters, it exhilarated their fans, and now no one can question their success as they've risen all the way to the top to be the bearers of the Lombardi Trophy. Pop the champagne and ready the parade. This team is going home as the cream of the entire NFL crop, standing tall as number 1.
And I mean, how fitting is it? John Beeson gets the game-sealing pick. He was incredible, not just the whole game. He was incredible in that fourth quarter. John Beeson, deserving MVP of the Super Bowl. Cam Newton didn't have to do all that much, just 16 passes. O'Neal, 78 yards on the ground. Jimerson with a touchdown, but John Beeson, what a game from him. Tackle for loss, 2 interceptions, including the game ender, a pass deflection, just spectacular. And we have done what the Panthers couldn't do in real life, and that's win the Super Bowl. So as we go to take a peek at the final statistics for the season and see what this team was able to do throughout the course of the year. I mean, obviously O'Neal was spectacular, Beeson great. Cam Newton finally played a full season. Lou Hunt, I mean, thank goodness. I mean, great backup quarterback and all, but he only had to throw 6 passes. Cam throws 34 touchdowns, almost 4,000 yards. And on the ground, he also added another 280. O'Neal, not like insane numbers. He did have a couple of games missed due to injury, but you know, in the playoffs, he turned it on. And then Michael Jimerson, 100 grabs, 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns, just unbelievable. Greg Olsen, you know, missed a couple of games due to injury. Not great numbers for him, but my goodness, when you have Jimerson doing that, it does not matter. John Beeson, amazing year. Brandon Graham, about 15.5 sacks. Call him underwhelming again. I dare you. Charles Johnson, what a nice year. But we did our thing, and we were able to, despite handing out a couple of suspect contracts to some cornerbacks, able to put together a great team, able to have Cam Newton be healthy, and we were able to capture a Super Bowl. Cam makes a Pro Bowl as well. We also have Jimerson making Pro Bowl. We have a couple of other guys in here, maybe. We had Oda. There we go. That's 3. Got 4. There they go. Brandon Graham, deserving. We got McLean, 5. We better see. Okay, no Beeson. 5 Pro Bowlers? Okay, we take that. So we got 5 Pro Bowlers, and that will basically do it for this video. The goal was to come out here and give Cam Newton his ring, and we got Cam Newton a ring in 5 seasons. So let me know what you thought of a video like this. If you want to see other throwback games, if you want to see Madden 12 or any other Madden college football, I ordered a bunch of other games. Plus, I have a bunch of games that I posted on my community tab. Do pay attention to the community tab because I do be posting a lot of updates there, including a little deal I made with the Washington and Philly game that I don't know if this video will go up before or after that game, so depending on how that works, I might be doing a face cam from now on, so we'll see. But like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you all enjoyed. And like I said, let me know what you want to see next. And if you like videos like this, you like longer videos, shorter videos, you want to see more long-term rebuilds, more anything like that, you can let me know. And I will see you guys all in the next one.